Man, I tell you, y'all, it seemed like slavery is on autopilot. Auto slave niggas, Nagas, running to the aid of their white masters, their white mistresses. Man, I don't know what's going on today. It seems like there's some new rush to be a coon or a Sambo. Maybe these Nagas know something we don't. Some of us think white supremacy is coming to an end. Some of these Nagas don't want white supremacy to come to an end. They're trying to save it. I mean, is it me? Or do you guys see the same thing? Well, let's talk about it. It's gangster talk up, you know what I mean? Hit it, Dame. Let's get it cracking.
Yeah, son. There's mad kids out there getting creamed for the 9-5, bro. Yeah, and I've been doing this for a long time. You know, shoot the game going for mine.
Alright.
And this is the year when mad caps get peeled. So I'ma spark this lie and kick the reel.
Bang them out.
With all this chaos in the realms of the street, your local street dog got to make ends meet. The average Joe's far too slow for the ghetto pro. You better know, when I hit the streets, I like to glow, I like to glisten. And at the same time, stay low, listen, motherfuck the fame. I'm pursuing the dope. My stilo is symbolic to a kilo. Cash is popping, coke's cooking, beans is copping. Ain't that some shit? A player that's used to living rich is now a sticky kid, caught up in a ditch. In 94, Giuliani kicked down the door. In 95, niggas flipped to stay alive. Peeling caps while I laugh. In the stats, the 4.5. Remy in the glass, spark the boom, then I blast. They wanna confine me, sneak up from behind me. Bust a cap in my back and put me where they can't find me. They hate to see a young player pay. I don't wanna see that, son. They rather see him spray. But I'm like Diddy, a Terminator, squeeze the lead off. Using verbs and nouns like rounds to blow your head off. Hitting up spots, heating up blocks. Investing in stocks like Colombian blow crops. I'm out to get cream and ain't no doubt in my mind. Fuck this broke shit, I'm hit, I get down for mine. Yeah, get your I get down for mine. I get down for this. And put your hands in the air. I get down for mine. I get down for hands on the regular. Shit, no fear. I get down for mine. I get down for this. And put your hands in the air. I get down for mine. I get down for this. On the regular. Shit, I hear you wanna be a player. I ain't someplace you bet. Let's play a game of real nigga roulette. With this a DOA as I spray the melee. Contact and punctuation is compared to AKs. You in a daze, overdose for pure funk. I'm fucking off like Tommy Gibb. For karma's a booty smoke. Decapitated rappers in my trunk. I'm sick, pumping skunk, bouncing with my click, popping mega jump. I'm getting back while these clowns be zigzagging. What's this talk about flipping keys? Come on, you're nickel bagging. I'm blasting off wings and making doubters believe it. You see, I was packing heaters when jokers was banging cheerleaders. Ain't nothing changed, it's still the same in the rap game. I'm known for banging rookies out the frame. Y'all done forgot who was the pimp from the start. Sipping vintage wine, eating a la carte. I'm phenomenal from the abdominal. Far from comical lyrics and sticking the brains like barnacles. Never sleep. I'm bringing the drama to the streets with techniques and rolling in fleets. Ain't nothing sweet about the streets, so I'm poetically ill. I'm pure like cook up and lyrics shine like fish scale. I got the banger at your throat and you ain't showing no signs. K-Dep, let them know I get down for mine. I get down for mine. So we get down for this. And if you want to put your hands in the air, I get down for mine. So we get down for this. On the regular, shake the fingers, no fear. I get down for mine. So we get down for this. If you want to put your hands in the air, I get down for mine. So we get down for this. On the regular, shake the fingers, no fear. I get down for mine. I get down for mine.
All right. What's going on, everybody? Shout out to the Ebony Star Nation showing up in the chat, supporting us. As always, this is a broadcast of the Ebony Star Network. I am the Black Knight, the notorious gangster simp. This is Gangster Talk, y'all. You know what? We've been trying to put Gangster Talk on a hiatus because me and the Dame, we got other things we want to work on because we are a channel that promotes positive relations between black men and black women, and we promote black love, and we are super pro black woman over here. We love our black women, and we defend our black women down to the last, and then some. And we've been saying, well, let's give Gangster Talk a break. Let's stop being nigglers for a while and get back to being black people and building the stuff, right? But every time we try to do that, some Naga always sets us off. And in this case, it's a couple of Nagas. And we tried, me and the Dame, we tried to ignore it. The Dame even said, no, Max, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, Max. And I said, Dame, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Next thing you know, here we are. Because the Nagas are just too bad right now, and they're hard to ignore. Before we get on to Steven Jackson and the auto slave movement over there that they got going on at ESPN, we're going to open back up with Sha'Carri Richardson. All right. And again, these are Nagas. These ain't white folks. These are Nagas. What kills me is you got the Nagas who are coming on TV and are pretending that they feel for Sha'Carri Richardson, pretending that what's happened to her is bad and they sympathize with her. But yet then they turn around and they crucify her. They tar and feather her. And they're doing this in the most humane way. Like they had this one female Naga on TV on a show called Higher Learning with those weak Nagas over there. And she used to be a gold medalist. I believe she was a sprinter. All right. So she came on and said, hey, this is messed up. What happened to Sha'Carri Richardson? But no one is above the rules. Let me say that one more time. No one is above the rules. Nagas kill me when they say stuff like that because you don't realize you sound just like white people when you say that. White people don't control this world. White people don't own this world. White people don't get to set the standard on how everybody else live. They don't. Even though you believe that, you Nagas believe that because you fearful of them and you believe everything they saying to you, they are your God. That's why they can tell you stupid stuff like if they smack you on one cheek, you turn the other cheek and give them that cheek to smack. And you actually think that that's okay. You don't think anything's wrong with that. They're the one that actually tell you to love your enemies. And violence isn't the answer. Why they commit all kinds of atrocities against you. I mean, they are super violent against you. And you don't seem to think anything's wrong with it. And you got crazy, dumb, stupid Nagas like Common talking about we need to show white people love and they'll stop killing us. As if they're killing us because somehow we told them that we don't love them. I mean, this is, it's, okay. It's gotten to the point now to where you can't cry anymore about it. The shame part, the crying shame part, your tear ducts are dry. And you can no longer be embarrassed like you've been embarrassed to the maximum. Now all you can do now is just chuckle or laugh because the things I've heard, the desperation there is now to be a coon. People are desperate to be coons. Nagas are running around here talking, man, I better hurry up and be a Sambo before time runs out. Seriously. You just start checking your friends. Hey, Willie, what's going on? Man, I'm trying to be a Sambo. A Sambo? Why? Yeah, haven't you heard? That's the thing to do. I mean, I've said these Nagas are desperate to be Sambos and coons. It's like they're trying to jump on a train or something. It's shout out to Tariq Nasheed for the coon train. I mean, man, I need to be a coon. Why? So I can eat. And so this Naga says, no one is above the rules. Says who? White people? And what rules are we talking about? The rules of white people? The rules of foreign white people? Who are they to dictate how we live and what we can do and what we can't do? When are you Nagas are going to start realizing that these people are dictating your lives? These people are who are putting ceilings and limitations on your life. First of all, we are human. None of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. So how can you have something that says no one is above the rules? You're not perfect. You don't get to make standards like that and expect people to be perfect. You see, when somebody makes a standard like that, they expect you to be perfect. That means that you should never break that standard. That's unrealistic, people, because we are not perfect. You cannot tell someone to never do something. That's really, no one's perfect. Somebody it. You can't have a standard that says, well, no one is to do this, no one is to do that, no one is to do this, no one is to do that. I always said to myself, you have bad people. Some people are just rotten to the core, right? Then you have people who do things that are misunderstood. Some people do things simply because they're not perfect. And some of these laws we got are broken simply because
Okay. Back into a bad area again.
there are some nevers that we should all accept. Like we should never accept murder. We should accept that never, meaning every time it happens, we need to do something about it. That's one thing we should never accept child molestation. Meaning every time that happens, we do something about it. We take that out of the non-perfect category. Every time that happens, we gotta do something about it. We should never accept rape. Every time a person is raped, a woman raped, we need to do something about it. See, there are some nevers we should never accept, regardless of whether people are perfect or not. But then there were other nevers that I think that we are ridiculous. Seriously. Such as, well, you should never wear your hair in cornrows. You should never come to work with a fade haircut. You should never come to work with a Gumby. Imagine going to work with a Gumby. Imagine being a coon with a Gumby. Seriously, imagine bucking for butter biscuits with a Gumby. How would that make you look? Imagine buck dancing with a Gumby. You guys ever see it? You guys, you guys ever see the Gumby hairstyle? Imagine my fucking buck dancing and bucking for butter biscuits with a Gumby. Isn't Gumby like the perfect Sambo haircut? You ever see a Gumby? That is the perfect Sambo haircut. If a Naga gonna be a Sambo, he or she needs to be wearing a Gumby. That fits the Sambo perfect. That lets us know that you're about to sell your race out if you're wearing a Gumby. Now, let's get back to the no one's above the rules. These Nagas say these things because white people who listen to them appreciate them being good pets. Now, we all know Sambo Nagas and Sambo Coons are all pets of white supremacy. These are their pets. They give these people talk shows, they give these people a little notoriety on television, and they say stuff like, there's no excuse. See, when it comes down to black people, there is no excuse. Let me explain something to y'all, right? That is the language of the Negroes. That language isn't spoken anywhere else around the world. I call that the language of the Negroes. They created that language specifically for Negroes. And non-black people have learned that language. And they speak the same language to Negroes. Oh, it's no excuse. There's no ignorance. How can they tell you? Check this out. How do they tell you? And now they don't tell us to no one else. This is only told to Negroes. How many of you have heard ignorance isn't an excuse? You've heard that, right? Well, that's made up for you because you are the most hated and you have the most sellouts. That language is made for you. That is the language of the Negroes or the language of the Nagas. That is only spoken for you, to you. And it's available for non-black people to weaponize against you. Think about that for a second. Ignorance isn't an excuse. Dang, can you come in for a second?
Yes.
Can you quickly look up the word ignorant?
Okay.
All right, while she's doing that, think about that for a second. Ignorance is an excuse. Now, around the world, this isn't spoken to anyone else that isn't black. People who are non-black don't speak this way to each other. I know. I've been around the world. I've lived among different cultures. I've seen the way other people who are non-black treat each other, how they talk to each other. And they don't have a language like the ones for the Negroes. You found a definition yet, Dane?
Yes, I found it.
All right. Crack it. Get it cracking.
Okay. Ignorance is a lack of knowledge and information.
Okay, let's just stop there. We don't need to go any further.
Mm-hmm.
A lack of knowledge and information. It's no excuse. A baby has a lack of information and a lack of knowledge. But according to that, the baby has no excuse. So the baby hits you in the face with a rattle and it lacks the knowledge that it shouldn't do that, you need to kick the hell out of the baby because the baby should have known better. The baby is ignorant. The baby lacks knowledge and it lacks information. It doesn't know it shouldn't hit you in the face with a rattle. So that's no excuse. So if a baby hits you in the face with a rattle, you need to knock the hell out of that baby. Hey, it's no excuse. The baby is ignorant. Dame, isn't the baby ignorant?
Yes.
So when the baby hits you with a rattle, because of his ignorance, you need to clobber the baby. Because ignorance is no excuse. So when your child, who is unlearned, growing up, 6 years old, 7 years old, still don't know anything about life, does something wrong because he or she lacks knowledge, you need to tear that ass up, right? Some of us call it discipline. Now, there's a fine line between discipline and misunderstanding. See, I can't go after someone because they didn't know something. They didn't know. Now, there are some things that we can't get away with. Okay, there are obvious things we can't get away with. We can't say we didn't know we shouldn't have killed someone. We didn't know we shouldn't have raped someone. See, no. Now, when you talk about things like that, then yeah, we're going to say ignorance is no excuse, right? But what are you going to do about a baby? So, around the world, this language isn't spoken to anyone other than Negroes. This language is created for you. Dan, go back on mute. This language is created for you because you are hated. And they want to make sure you have no reprieve, not a moment of peace, no justice, no love from anyone. That's why when it comes down to you, there is no excuse for anything. Everything has been stripped from you. White people, other races of people have all of the excuses in the book. As a matter of fact, other people make excuses for them. Now, that's what's going to lead me to these Sambo Nagas. Because the Sambo Nagas, I got to the point where, well, shit. Since ignorance is no excuse for black people, hey, I may as well join the bandwagon and defend white people. So whenever white people do something wrong to Nagas, I'm going to be the one to come to the rescue. Hey, white person, you did something bad to a black person. Dun, dun, dun. There's no need to fear. Super Naga is here. What is wrong, white person? I've been accused of doing something against black people. Fear not. I am Super Naga, and I will talk to the Negroes and remind them that there is no excuse for their ignorance. Oh, thank you, Super Naga. Hold on 1 second, y'all. What the hell? All right. Am I still here?
Yes, he's still here.
Okay. Right. And so Negroes have put on their Super Naga capes. Now, when the lady was talking about Sha'Carri Richardson, she made it very clear that she knew the rules and no one is above the rules. So basically what she's saying is you're not above white people because the rules were made by white people. So apparently to some Nagas, white people are God and there's no going any higher than them. You are not, no one is above them according to the Naga. Now, I don't believe this. Hopefully, none of you believe this. But the Nagas who are saying this believe this. And they're trying to program other black people to believe the same thing. No, you're not above white people. Once white people make a standard, that's it. There's no going higher than that. White people are the gods of this earth. What they say goes. That's what these Nagas are on. And that's what you believe, and that's what you say. When you say ignorance is no excuse, when you say that there's nobody above the rules and nobody above the law, who is the law in this country? White folks. They make the laws, right? Nobody's above the law, even though they break their own law every single day, and they're above their own law every single day, but you aren't above the law. They don't talk that crap to each other unless you're watching an episode of Law and Order with Malloy, who happens to be a very good actor, by the way. I actually like Law and Order. But hey, some white people like The Cosby Show, right? Why do you think white people love The Cosby Show? See, I learned a lot about what white people like and the way you should react when they like something and the way you should react when they don't like something. When they don't like something, you should rejoice and you should study what they don't like, especially when it comes down to black people. When they like something, you should also study that too, especially when it comes down to black people. Case in point, they love the Cosby Show. Why? Because they know that that's not realistic. And it serves as a pacifier to Negroes and keep Negroes distracted. While they go behind you and blackball you and red tape you and gentrify you. They like Dr. Martin Luther King. Why? Because he was nonviolent. He preached nonviolence. And they always tell you to be like Dr. King. When they talk about they want you to be like Dr. King, they want you to be the Dr. King before they killed him. That's the Dr. King. See, there's two Dr. Kings. The one that they like and the one that they killed. The one that they killed woke up, but he didn't stand a chance. They were already on to him. They realized that he had figured him out. And before he can turn that magnificent ethos that he was blessed with, before he could turn that magnificent ethos back on his people and erase the brainwashing that he had did, they took him out. The man was blessed with incredible ethos. Ethos, ethos, the power to persuade, the ability to persuade others. He had a lot of that. And before he could turn that back on his people and eradicate the brainwashing, they took him out. And had people like Jesse Jackson lie, talking about, oh, he died in my arms. Liars. But the king, the one that was walking around here talking about free at last, thank God Almighty and free at last. I'm going to get to the mountaintop and all that, right? I played Jews and Gentiles and be treated by the content of their character, right? All that good shit. All that stuff that make him sound non-threatening and non-violent. That's the king that they want you to be like. That's the one they like. They don't like the one that woke up and said, I fear I may have led my people into a burning house. That king, they don't like. That's the one they kill. They don't want you to be like that king. They want you to be like this poetic, this powerful, verbal mesmerizer, this tongue shrilling wizard, this grand master of vernacular, who said things that were so poetic they would give you goosebumps. Powerful. This man had a powerful tongue. He had power in his tongue. That's the king they want you to be like. Because that king was nonviolent. That king walked around and got his ass whooped. Gleefully. Happily. Couldn't get enough of getting his ass whooped. And invited other black people to get their asses whooped. Now, call it what it is. Say what you want. They were getting their asses whooped in brutal fashion. All this, man, king and civil rights, and when I was alive, getting their asses kicked. Those marches was about whooping black folks' ass. Black folks was getting their ass whooped. And they're too ashamed to tell you the truth. They don't want to say, hey, man, you know, I walked with Dr. King and got my ass whooped for 90 miles. No, they don't want to say that. They want to say, hey, man, I marched with Dr. King. They're going to leave out the ass whooping part. Because if they tell you the truth, they say, hey, man, I marched with Dr. King and for 120 miles, we got our ass kicked. You're going to be like, hey, man, that don't sound pretty good, man. Wait a minute. Why didn't y'all stop, man? You know, did you get tired of getting your ass kicked? I mean, at some point, did y'all take a break from getting your ass whooped? Anybody get a meal or something? I mean, what? Somebody pass out bottles of water? Something? See, that's the king they want you to be like. A non-threatening, non-violent Negro who walks around here talking about things that are fanciful. That's not going to happen with a people so evil that they're born killers. Not going to happen with the people that you can't reason with. Not going to happen with the people that have no compassion. They can't feel love for another person. Not going to happen. So you run around here talking about all these stories and these fanciful things about what you want to happen, all the while getting your ass kicked, and you're cool with that. You're cool with making your people passive. And you call it fighting for civil rights. White men tell you, okay, nigga, I'll treat you somewhat like a human being, but it's gonna cost you. I'm gonna whoop your natural black ass the whole time you asking for it. Think about that for a second. Would you accept something from a white man if he tell you, well, listen, I'm gonna give it to you, but as long as you ask for it, I'm gonna whoop your ass from the time you ask for it to the time you stop asking for it. So you see that bag of money over there? It's 100 feet away. It's yours. But I'm gonna beat your ass from the time you start walking from here until you get to that bag. I'm gonna beat your ass all the way. What kind of deal is that? You may get that money, but you're gonna get your ass whooped. And then think about it, right? You figure, okay, well, we got the bag now. We got the money. What we gonna do with it? Nothing. Give it right back to White Castle, Burger King, KFC, McDonald's.
Becky.
Huh?
Gonna give it back to Becky. She gonna give
Yep,
it back to the
Becky
white
do.
man.
Right. So, so to finish up on Sha'Carri Richardson, you know, they're crucifying this young girl. And the Nagas are the ones who are really going after her. And you know what? In the Nagas, you see, white people don't have to go hard on black people anymore. They got enough Nagas now to do that for them. They got enough Nagas caping for them. They got enough Nagas, begging for them, pleading for them, establishing, good character for them. Man, you got Nagas who are willing to sacrifice their own character and give it to white folks. Hey, I don't need my character anymore. You can use it. And but you know what? You look better with some color on you anyway. I always thought you looked a bit pale. Yeah, you just give them your character. Which leads us to the Stephen Jackson and the auto slave squad. Auto slaves. Slavery is on autopilot, folks. Stephen Jackson and the auto slaves. The black and the white supremacy is striking again. Dame, let's pull up some information here. Get yourself ready. Get your thing on. We're getting ready to listen to some audio, folks.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna commentate as we always do here. Now the first one we getting ready to jack up. Let's jack up the Rachel. What's her name? Rachel, whatever.
Rachel.
All right, now the first audio y'all gonna hear. Now I'm pretty sure y'all heard about the Stephen Jackson thing by now. It ain't the first time, super cool auto slave Stephen Jackson done said something. Understand something? He's an auto slave. He's on autopilot. Okay, so, but I had to speak on this one because this one's a bit much right here, and this goes to show. And you know what? And this is why nobody respects us as black men, and we're not going to get any respect. You see, your enemy don't respect you when you're willing to compromise everything. Your enemy will respect you if you're willing to die. But when you're willing to compromise everything, your enemy ain't got no respect for you. And, auto slave Stephen Jackson, and the auto slave squad, they've shown the white man that they're willing to compromise and sacrifice everything. And they're willing to stand for nothing. And they're willing to protect nothing that has anything to do with them or their own kind. So the first thing is up. This woman, Rachel, on ESPN. I don't watch ESPN anymore. I told y'all I've been through ESPN ever since the Michael Sam's thing. So I'm unaware of what's going on ESPN. So this has been brought to my attention. Someone wanted me to talk about it. And shout out to the people who want us to talk about things. Listen, we're going to drop an email. Dan's going to drop an email during the show. Take note of that email. If y'all want us to talk about things, send it to us in an email. If you see something out there, somebody cooning, whatever, you want us to get after them, drop it in an email. You got a piece of news you think is worthy, you want the Evidence Star Network to broadcast it for you, drop it in the email. All right? Okay. Now, The first one you're about to hear is her name is Rachel, right? Her name.
Yes.
Okay, now she's supposed to have said something slick about the black sister, right? The one named Maria, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, she's supposed to have said something slick to the tune of she only got that job because she was black or something like that, right?
Right.
All right. Okay, Dave, handle your business.
All right. Okay. So, of course, we gotta do things properly. This channel may contain content not authorized for use by its owner. However, according to Section 107 of the Copyright Act of the United States, the fair use of copyrighted work for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research is not an infringement of copyright. Now that we got our fair use out of the way, let's see. Okay. Let's get down to hearing. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, there it is.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, y'all.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
All
You got
right.
it, Dave?
Got
Go
it.
ahead. Okay, I can't really hear it.
I have declined. I don't know what their next move is, but they're feeling pressure because of all of that. And I'm trying to figure out like how to just, my thing is that I wish Mary Taylor all the success in the world. She covered football, she covered basketball. If you need to give her more things to do because you're feeling pressure about your crappy long-time Fairfax University, by the way, I myself, know personally, feel like that, go for it. Just, find it somewhere else. Like, you're not going to find it every day. Because hey, instead of posting the NBA finals.
Okay.
All right, I couldn't really hear that much, so translate for us, Dave. What was being said?
Okay. So what she was saying is, hold on, let me scroll up a little bit. If you need, okay, this is what she said. If you need to give her more things to do because you're feeling pressure about your crappy long time record on diversity, which by the way, I know personally from the female side of it, like go for it. Just find it somewhere else. So basically, she was saying that the only reason why Maria was hired is because she was black.
Okay, all right. Okay, now I want the people in the chat to give me their opinion. Like, does that sound legitimate or does it sound racist? Before we go in, I want to see what you people think in the chat. She said a crappy. One of the key words she said was your crappy record on diversity. Right, Dame? That
Right.
what she said?
Yes.
She said your crappy record on diversity. She knows because she's a woman. And so she's saying that this black woman only got a job because she's black. It sounds like she was referring to ESPN kowtowing because they have a bad reputation. Now, this is no defense. That's just what it sounds like right off the bat. It's the first time I heard this. So let me see what you guys before we go in on this. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. What does that sound like to you? Play it one more time, Dane, and listen closely, y'all, and give y'all opinions in the chat. I want to see what some of y'all think before I go in. Play it again, Dane.
Okay.
They said to me, hey, instead of posting the NBA finals, like, hey, you did Doris' son reported actually NBA finals. Because guess what that would go away for Maria to do the hosting. I have declined. I don't know what their next move is, but they're feeling pressure because of all of that. And I'm trying to figure out like how to just, my thing is like I wish Maria Taylor all the success in the world. She covered football, she covered basketball. If you need to give her more things to do because you're feeling pressure about your like crappy long time record anniversary, which by the way I myself like know personally from the female side of it, like go for it. Just find it somewhere else. Like you're not gonna find it with me. They said to me, hey, instead of posting the NBA finals, like what if you do Doris and Simon reported after me? Because guess what that would go away for Maria to do the hosting. I have declined. I don't know what their next move is, but they are feeling pressure because of all of that. And I'm trying to figure out like how to just, my thing is that I wish Maria Taylor all the success in the world. She covers football, she covers basketball. If you need to give her more things to do because you're feeling pressure about your like crappy long time record anniversary, which by the way I myself like know personally from the female side of it, like go for it. Just find it somewhere else. Like you're not gonna find it with me.
Okay. I let it run through twice.
All right, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Let's gauge what's going on in the chat. What do y'all think?
Okay.
Okay, were you guys able to hear it? Um, Gauge the chat, Dan. Tell me what the chat is saying.
Okay. Pretty Black Magic 100 says she's racist working for a racist ESPN. White women are used to having her way. Our
Uh,
king, white women are the main recipients of affirmative action. And Pretty
hmm
Black Magic
That's
goes,
powerful. Wow, that's powerful right there. I like that.
mm-hmm,
That's powerful right there. We're gonna go in on that, yeah,
mm-hmm.
because that's something I was. See, I was thinking something along that lines. Like I said, I'm gonna go in a minute. I just want to see where the chat is. Go ahead.
Uh-huh. Okay, so Pretty Black Magic goes, white women have benefit from affirmative action more than black men or women. And
hmm
Kendall's telling her to preach. Mika just came in, so she's catching up.
Okay, play it one more time for.
Yvette said she couldn't hear it. Oh, okay. All
Okay,
right.
play it one more time for Mika, and try to see if you can clear it. It does sound muffled, thing, because I can't make it out either.
Um,
Okay, yeah, it sound. See if you can do something to the audio,
okay.
because I can't make it out either. I can hear some things, but some things I can't hear. Don't worry, y'all. We're working on getting some new audio. You know,
Okay.
because we understand our systems. We need a new system. Go ahead.
Okay, let
Play it
me
one more time.
uh, hold on, let me see if I can.
This is very interesting, and shout out to Pretty Black Magic Woman. We're sharing a brain on this because I'm pretty much about to go in that direction. Um, because you see, white women think they're slick. You know, they try to use black women to get what they want and try to make themselves sound like they're victims and try to sound like it's a matter of fact type thing. Well, you know what? She only got that because she's black. No, you mad because she got that because she's black. You mad because you didn't get it because you're white. Okay,
Okay,
Echo.
oh, you got an echo? Okay.
Who is that? Somebody up here?
No, that's me. That's me. I was trying to work with something with the volume. Sorry about that. It just created an echo. That's all it did. All right. Okay. Hopefully this will work.
All right, play it. We got to move the show along. Play it.
Because you have to have a good way. For Maria to do the hosting. At the time, I don't know what their next move is because they're feeling pressure because of all of that. And I'm trying to figure out like how to just, my thing is like I was here all the success in the world. She covered football, she covered basketball. You need to give her more things to do because you're feeling pressure about your like crappy long time record on diversity, which by the way I myself like know personally for the female side of it. Like go for it. Just find it somewhere else. Like you're not gonna find it again.
Okay. Sorry, yeah, that's the
Okay,
best.
yeah, all right. Well, that's the best we can do for right now, y'all. So basically, what she said, Dame, break it down one more time what she said, and then I'll go in.
Okay. So what she said it oh, shucks. She said is oh shucks, wait, that's not it. Okay. Okay. She said if you need to give her more things to do because you're feeling pressure about your crappy long time record on diversity, which by the way, I know personally from the female side of it, like go for it. Just find it somewhere else.
Hmm. So basically, she's upset that a black woman is getting a job. See, white women are very, very selfish, and they want everything, and they want to be the queens. They don't want to be second fiddle to anyone. So basically, she's upset and she's jealous and she's being racist because they gave a black woman a job, and she's trying to make it look like you know ESPN has a crappy record on diversity, and she's using that as a catalyst to try to excuse her racism. When basically what it is that I'm white. How dare you bring in a black woman to sit beside me or give her a job that I should have? That's basically what this is. She's just jealous and being hateful of a black woman, and she's threatened. See, white women are threatened by black women. They know how beautiful black women are. They know how powerful a black woman's beauty is. They know eventually the men around them will grow weak. They know that. That's why they don't want black women around. They don't want black women in positions of power with them. They don't. They scared to death of black women. The black woman has the power to make just about any man weak. That includes these hardcore white slave masters. Eventually, he will give in to her and give her what she wants. It's already happening. And white women know. The white women know that they don't have any real staying power, even with their own men. Because for one, white women age badly. They age like trolls. They look like creatures when they get older. Black women age and get even better looking. Age like fine wine. Their beauty become more profound. White women start looking like ugly things, like little troglodytes and urchins, and start shriveling up and start growing pointy chins, and then their mouth gets into a race with their jawline to see who can make it to the back of the skull the quickest. Seriously, the mouth and the jawline are racing to the back of the skull. And she started to get this pointy chin and a pointy forehead, started to look like a half moon shape. It's bad when you used to look like a person, but as you get older, your face starts to look like a boomerang. See, that don't happen with black women. Black women are more pleasing to look at the older they get. Again, their beauty becomes more profound, more established, more eloquent. They become even more beautiful. And I understand other races of men, you know, they can't resist it. I'm not shocked the type of influence black women are having on other races of men. I'm not shocked. I keep telling you, Nagas, we have the most beautiful woman in the world. Y'all won't listen. And these white women know that. They know that they can't compete. The only way that they can even stay with a black woman right now is that they are working off of the power that their man has and the privilege, which keeps them ahead of the black woman right now. But that's starting to fade. They're starting to lose that. See, years ago, a white woman didn't speak out against a black woman like that and say, "Oh, well, she's getting good jobs just because she's black." She didn't have to. Her privilege was strong. Her man was loyal. A man has grown weak and has given in to the. He's telling you, Nagas, the black woman's beauty is mesmerizing, bro. It's powerful. She is the original woman. She's the strongest woman on this planet. There is no woman stronger than her. You guys don't know what I mean when I say that. You think I mean that she in the gym lifting weights? No, it's not what I mean. Her strength, she can pretty much overcome anything over a period of time, even hatred. Eventually, she'll overcome that too. Look at what she's doing to white men. They're starting to bend over backwards for her. They're coming to her aid against their own people. And you dumbass Nagas, you're trying to knock it down. Well, I'm gonna tell you what. Pretty soon, white men are gonna start putting their foot in your ass for messing with the black woman, because he's gonna start thinking that the black woman is his. Then what you gonna do? You gonna fight him? You already showed that you're afraid of him, and you're kissing his ass, and you're giving him fellatio. So what you gonna do? Make podcasts about it? Cause come on, let's just face it. It ain't like you're gonna do anything. So dang. Let me get a sound check, y'all. Type of one in the chat if you can hear me, because I am on the road.
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, before we go to Auto Slave Steven Jackson, gauge the chat. Let me know what they're saying in the chat.
Okay. I give it a decade or two. They'll become even more bitter when people stop checking for them and flock to black women.
Exactly. See, years ago, 20, 25 years ago, the white woman didn't have to do this, right? Because she felt that her power was absolute. Her man was in power, her privileges were in check, and her man was loyal. Not anymore. Not anymore. The presence and the power of the black woman is overwhelming. And it is starting to overcome hatred. And now the Becky is afraid that she's losing her position with her own man. She's starting to become second. She is slowly falling out of that first position with her own man. And she feels threatened. So now she's starting to snap at the black woman, and she's soliciting help. She's got foreign white women jumping on the bandwagon. What's the other one? The washed up, crinkly looking woman named the one that's talking about black women now snapping on black women. I think
That silly woman.
is she
Uh,
Asian?
yeah, everything.
Pretty
Yeah,
black,
she's Asian.
yeah, pretty black magic woman spoke about her. Pretty black magic. What's that washed up Asian woman that's talking crazy about black women? Is pretty black magic woman still in the chat?
I'm gonna see if the response she should be. Um,
Yeah.
no,
And
the
so
black
she's
woman is. Troop
uh
is offended. He said, "No, the black woman is not for white men. Only thing they're going to take is a smackdown." Oh, okay. Troop put in there tequila.
yeah, Tila Tila Tequila. Yeah, her washed up crinkly behind. He's jumping on she's trying to help white women maintain their position with white men. No, I'm not saying that black women are going after white men. I'm saying white men are going after black women.
That's always been the case.
The power of the black, he's trying to tell you, Nagas, the power and the beauty of the black woman is devastating. It will eventually bring even the strongest man to heal. Where do you think the term beauty and the beast comes from? So anyway, so now that she's losing position, okay, and the black woman going about it, the black woman ain't even thinking about the white man. The black woman out here trying to get hers, but the white man is falling for her. She's too beautiful. Her natural beauty is just too much. And the white woman knows that, and now she's mad. And now the white woman is trying to look like the black woman to get Brad back. Because Brad got all of the power. So the white woman is going around here getting butt transplants, collagen in their lips. They're trying to be a black woman because her man is falling for the original woman. So she's trying her best to go around here and look like the best version or copy of the original woman that she could possibly be. And we got receipts on that. We got evidence of that. All right? All right, Dane. Next up is the auto slave, Stephen Jackson. You got him ready?
Yeah, I
Okay, what
got
happened to
him.
Dane?
Yeah, I got him ready. I got him ready.
Okay, now which one do you have?
I got the one he erased, the one where he's defending Rachel.
Okay, okay, y'all. Auto slave Stephen Jackson is about to defend the Becky. Now he erased this because we also got another recording you should hear. Now this one is pretty good. This one's pretty clear. You should be able to hear this one. All right, drop it, man. This your boy's auto slave Stephen Jackson coming to the defense of the Becky. Go ahead.
We all ramble. We say things when we frustrated, and Rachel did deserve that job. It's just plain and simple. I talked to Rachel, and I know a lot of things she was saying out of frustration because ESPN put her in a bad position, and they even put Maria in a position of trying to give Maria a sympathy job. They was trying to make themselves look good because all the Black Lives Matter and the George Floyd stuff was going on. So ESPN tried to make themselves look good by taking the job from Rachel that she had already had, that they'd already told her she had, that she deserved, and give it to Maria just to make themselves look good. It wasn't a genuine job they wanted to give Maria. It's ESPN is behind all this, boy. It's all their fault. You know what I'm saying? I can't blame Rachel. I love Rachel, and I'm going to stand behind her. I spoke to her, and I'm going to stand behind Maria, too. But ESPN, y'all some suckers. Y'all some suckers because y'all did this. Y'all tried to give Maria a job, and it wasn't genuine. And look what happened. Come on, man. It's all ESPN fault. We love both of them.
Wow. Y'all heard that? Y'all heard that? Auto Slave was on some. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's your fault. Yeah, man. Rachel deserved that job. Yeah, man. We love Rachel. You heard what the Auto Slave said, right? Okay, play it one more time, Dane. Same thing. Don't play the other one.
Okay.
Play the same thing. 'Cause I really want the chat to understand what this man is saying. Play it again.
We all ramble. We say things when we frustrated, and you know, Rachel did deserve that job. It's just plain and simple. I talked to Rachel, and I know a lot of things she was saying out of frustration because ESPN put her in a bad position, and they even put Maria in a position of trying to give Maria a sympathy job. They was trying to make themselves look good because all the Black Lives Matter and the George Floyd stuff was going on. So ESPN tried to make themselves look good by taking the job from Rachel that she had already had, that they'd already told her she had, that she deserved, and give it to Maria just to make themselves look good. It wasn't a genuine job they wanted to give Maria. It's ESPN is behind all this, bro. It's all their fault. You know what I'm saying? I can't blame Rachel. I love Rachel, and I'm gonna stand behind her. I spoke to her, and I'm gonna stand behind Maria too. But ESPN, y'all some suckers. Y'all some suckers because y'all did this. Y'all tried to give Maria a job, and it wasn't genuine. And look what happened. Come on, man. It's all ESPN fault. We love both of them.
Well, the man said, much backed up, he said ESPN pretty much gave Maria that job because she was black. Pretty much said the same thing, didn't he? Y'all gave Maria a job and it wasn't genuine. You took the job from Rachel. Rachel deserved the job. Now, before I go in, let's gauge the chat. What they saying in the chat. Let me hear what y'all got to say first before I go in. Gauge the chat.
Looks like Rachel Nichols was in WWE. A little later, we're going to see the white women wearing bonnets. They're trying so hard to keep up. Not the okay. Oh yeah, WWE. I'm hollering. They better leave bonnets alone. I seen white boys wearing do-rags. True. Maria later is pretty. My boy, he's only good for target practice. Oh, he's saying a curse word. My boy, shit, he's only good for target practice. Okay, buffering. It's just my. Okay, me too. Okay, so there's a little buffering, but
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, refresh yourself, Dave. And let me hear what you guys got to say about what Steve. Before I go in, I want to hear some comments in the chat about what Steven Jackson just said, because he pretty much backed Maria Nichols. I mean, backed up by saying, yeah, ESPN gave her that job because she was black, because of Black Lives Matter and George Floyd. You know, that's pretty much what he said. Okay, so refresh and tell me what they're saying in the chat.
okay.
I want to hear what some of their comments.
All right.
Because you know we ride with Maria. We're gonna ride with our people first. That's just how it go. You know, but I always showed you love and I always showed you respect regardless of where I was or what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been said fuck ESPN. We all know how that shit went down with me. You dig what I'm saying? But we need some clarity on that. Because this is only looking one way. And you know we Team Maria, just like we was Team You. Need answers.
Y'all hear that shit? And the nigga had the nerve to fish with. Yeah, the nigga had the nerve to say, we need answers. Nigga, you don't know what the answer is? I don't. Where these Nagas come from, man? Where these Nagas come from that believe racism don't exist? That believe white supremacy don't exist? What the fuck you thought she was saying? Did y'all hear that, Naga? Act like he didn't know what the hell she was. And they got to tell myself, oh man, this looking one way. It has always been one way. What do you mean it's looking one way? What you thought it was? Did you thought it looked like something else? What are they saying in the chat?
Let's see. That we're buffering.
We're buffering.
Yeah.
Did they hear it?
Uh, I don't know. Oh, I have to. Buffering. Yeah, they heard it, but it's like it's in and out.
Did they heard it? It's in and out. Is that you doing that or me?
What?
That's got to be you. You don't want to play it. They said it's going in and out. You buffering? Something wrong with your
Um,
system?
let's see. I tried swapping out my Wi-Fi, but it's still buffering every now and then.
Okay, so you're getting interference.
I don't know what it is.
What's the weather like down there?
It's supposed to rain, but it ain't rain. Um, sun is down, so hold on. Let me go just step outside for a second.
All right, so you guys heard. You said it was buffering. All right, I can't see the chat right now. So basically, what it was is he came back and tried to act like he was black again. You see, these coons, when they start losing their position, with Whitey, and they start to feel that they burnt up all their coon bridges, they try to ease back into the black community. So now he's trying to get back into black folks' good graces by saying, well, we Team Maria, and we're going to rock with our people. I don't even know what he mean by that. These coons be tripping me out like, what do you mean you're going to rock with your people? What people are you talking about? The coon race? I mean, you can't be talking about anybody black. So when you say your people, are you talking about Candace Owens? You talking about Jesse Lee Peterson, Larry Elder? Is that who you're talking about? Because you can't be talking about black people.
Uh-huh.
Talking about he gonna ride with his people. He gonna ride with his people first. What people are that?
Yeah. When you felt the heat, now you gotta. Oh, wait. We gotta talk. I gotta reevaluate. I gotta stick with my people.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what people he's talking about.
The people he didn't think about when he made that comment. Well, Speak said even if Maria got her job because of BLM, so the F what?
Yeah.
And he said the bufferness is because of YouTube. He said
And what
it's
gets
YouTube.
me? Yeah. And what's getting me is he keeps talking about, well, this started to sound one way. It has always been one way. I'm not sure what it is. You see, these auto slave Nagas, they don't believe that they're slaves. They don't.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen Jackson don't believe that there's racism. He don't believe he's a slave. He's an auto slave. He's a slave on autopilot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't believe he's a slave. Talking about, well, this is only looking one way. It has always looked one way. What are you talking about? This don't sound right. It has never sound right. Why is it that you're the only one that don't know what's going on, and you're sitting right there?
Yeah.
We're gonna ride with our people. See, these auto slaves, man, look, y'all. It's for some reason, I don't know what's going on, but there's a mass desperation to become a Sambo. I mean, niggers are coming out of nowhere and they're racing to the Sambo finish line. They're trying to get to that finish line to become a Sambo quicker to the next coon. Okay, and now that Becky is being exposed as a shriveled up, balled up piece of paper that's been discarded in a waste paper basket, she's jealous and she's trying to hold on to what she has left because she's losing her man. Her man is becoming, her man is starting to get under the spell of the black woman. And the black woman isn't trying to do this. The black woman just can't help who she is. She's just a beautiful, she's the most beautiful woman on earth. Her beauty radiates. There's nothing she can do about it. It's just a natural thing. And she affects people with her presence. And now the white man is starting to bow. He's starting, his knee is starting to bend. It's starting to bend. And Becky sees it. She sees her man, her once strong, powerful man, his knee is starting to bend for the black woman. And she can't take it. Now she's frightened. She knows how strong the black woman is. This is why she supported her man all this time, that he keep the black woman held at bay. See, it ain't the black man that anybody is afraid of. It's the black woman. That's why there's an all-out war against her. She's the real threat. She's the real problem. And as you can see, Becky is in a serious situation. She sees that she's losing ground with her own man. Her own man is starting to turn toward, and he's getting bolder and bolder. He's even coming out to defend the black woman when he's even married to a Becky. Got white men who are married to Becky's defending black women now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. All right, so they're going. There's this supposed bag waiting there for them. True. Becky knows what's up. Also, there's a bag for the white man to support black women.
You think she don't see this? That's starting to dissipate.
Okay. Okay, so we're getting into some bad areas. Okay, well, you think after the heat he got from that, and then he made that little thing, but it didn't cool things off. So he he makes another video, and he says some stuff like, okay, he said some stuff like, how many times as black people have we said that we was qualified, we know we qualified for the job, but we didn't get it because they gave it to a white person just because he was white. How mad were we because they were looking out for their own? How how mad were we when you know you deserve the job and they just gave it to a white person just because they're white? We dealing with our whole life, and that pissed us off. We ain't getting recorded, but we say shit too behind closed door. I get it why Rachel's mad. Rachel never showed any sign of being racist, but I would be mad too if I worked my whole life for a job and they would give it to the white dude just because Donald Trump is in office.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. I'm trying to play it back, get it to play back to the beginning. But yeah, basically that's what he said. And what happens is somebody in his sent a comment. Just stop, bruh. You defending them better than they defending us. Rachel's gonna be okay. Trust the system is on her side. Period.
I don't know about that anymore. The system is starting to buck and it's starting to bend. I think black
Agreed.
men are. I think black men are blind to what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the black woman is starting to slowly gain power. It's starting to happen.
Yep.
And she's got the strongest man right now with all of the power, starting to bend his knee. Becky see her once powerful man with all of his power, starting to bend his knee to the black woman. She's frightened.
Yeah. And it shows he don't know he's talking about it. She got that job through nepotism and because of white privileges.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
She's losing privileges. So to make you want to, you know, it's a thing that white people they seem to want to get about with white privilege. But when their privilege is taken away, they don't want to be white. They want to be another color. It would seem that this Rachel fits that bill. Would you say so, Dave?
Uh not well. There's been some slow, small changes that I've seen. She's
A white
tanner.
woman, a white woman who's losing privilege feels that okay, the only thing she has left is to try and be black. So she wants to be black because she can no longer be white. You can only be white if you have privilege. Without privilege, being white isn't worth it. You may as well go on to be another color if you have no white privilege. So the Beckys who are losing white privilege want to be like black women because they think that this is the woman that the white man wants. So they go and get the both injections, the collagen in the lips, and the hip surgeries and things that look like a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
They are even they are putting themselves in danger. They're putting their health in harm's way just to be like a black woman.
Uh,
This is what happens when you are addicted to white privilege and the privilege gets taken away. You decide, hell, there's no point in being white anymore. There's no privilege. I may as well go on and be another color. Good evening. How are you, Dan? This is Mr. Kennard. I'm coming in from England. The Black Knight sent me over to have a conversation with you about this Rachel person. Now
okay.
I've heard. Now I was, I've heard her on the BBC. She's quite the harlot. After all, didn't she get her job by being on her knees? This is true, isn't it?
I have not heard such things, but we rather suspect that for all the crazy things and how she comes at the players, and yet nothing is happening to her.
I find it rather interesting that she says things like she got this job due because of the color of her skin. But isn't Rachel herself trying to be a black woman? I don't understand how could you appropriate one's color and then accuse the person that the color you're trying to appropriate of being that color. That makes
Hmm.
no sense to me. So you're
Now,
saying that she's got the job because she's black, You're trying to be black, and you got a problem with her being black naturally. And because she's got the job because she's naturally black, you're pissed off because you didn't get the job because you're not naturally black, and you're trying to be black. So apparently, your black isn't black enough because it didn't work in getting you unemployment. Well, actually, it didn't work in getting you employment. It actually worked against you and got you unemployed. Quite the
Mhm.
dilemma, wouldn't you say so, Dave?
Yes. The chat is stirring. They're saying a few things about this situation. Let's see. They're
Let it
saying
rip.
if you Emmanuel Briggs is going. If you go to Steve Jackson Instagram page, that ninja is wearing a whole green dress. Truth
So,
is, man, he can get bold,
wait,
but not too bold now.
wait,
What?
wait, wait. Are you
Uh huh.
saying that Steven Jackson is wearing a green dress?
I couldn't see his bottom half, but he's wearing a green something, and it does look kind of dressy.
What is it with the men in this country? I've never seen such a display of femininity coming from gentlemen.
Hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. And truth is, says he can get bold, but not too bold now. We can't have them thinking they can start coming out of the blue and take any black woman they want. That's where I draw the line.
But
And both,
Stephen Jackson was wasn't he a NFL super
no, he's in
Angeles
the
Ram?
NBA. No, no, he's NBA.
Oh, that's Stephen Jackson.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I don't know what team he was playing for, but I think it's NBA. Yeah, I believe it's NBA.
what is it with
Okay.
these overly? What is it with these overly feminine men in this country? The Black Knight has told me that these manospheres and these, uh, I will quote him, sissy bims. What is a
Mm-hmm.
sissy bim?
Sissy Bim is trying to save themselves. It stands for Save Yourself, Black Man.
Save yourself, black men. Save themselves from what?
Save themselves from black women.
The black woman.
Hmm.
You're saving yourself from the black woman. What kind of sense does this make? What is wrong with the men in this country? Have they all lost their minds?
Seems so. Seems so. All right. Okay. Interesting. Bro, Speak podcast says. Plus, Becky has fighting against her man so much they pretty much turn her man against her.
Well, no, I don't think so. I think it's just the power, the overall power of the black woman. The black woman is extremely powerful. Her presence will just weigh down even the strongest of men. I know over here in England, she's pretty much the woman to be. All of the European women over here in England are going crazy on their black girl looks. They are getting surgery after surgery. Some are even dying and risking their lives to look like black women. The black woman's presence is just overwhelmingly powerful. And eventually, every man will bend his knee. This is what's going to happen. And then if you see the turmoil between the white woman and the black man, I mean, the white woman and the white man, it is because of his lust for the black woman.
Oh,
See, the white woman has always wanted to be queen. Ever since she found out that the original woman was black, she has been
uh-huh.
jealous since day one, and has always wanted to be the true grandmother, the true queen. So she cannot be, and she has a very powerful man who is a murderer and a bloodthirsty savage. She stands behind him to exact power over the black woman, but that power is coming to an end. She's growing more and more distant with her own man, and he is turning more and more towards the black woman. Let me explain something to you, men. The earth is a female. We are in a cosmic matriarchy. The universe, the universe is feminine. Life can only come from feminine energy. There's no life that comes from male energy. We are in a cosmic matriarchy. It is not just a woman's world or a woman's planet. It is a woman's universe.
Mm.
Everything that gives life is a female. Now, as soon as you come to grips with that, the better off you'll be. This planet is a female. This planet is mother to us all. This planet gives birth every day and nurtures every day. This planet is a female. All the planets are females. There are no male planets. There is no male energy in the universe that brings life. We are in a cosmic reality, a cosmic matriarchy. I'm sorry to break that to you, but the power of the woman will eventually overwhelm us all. It has before, and it will again. See, your history is tainted. There's a reason why they don't tell you about women in history. They only tell you about men.
Mm-hmm.
If you knew about the women in history, the real history, you would probably be afraid.
Okay.
But eventually the power of the woman will overwhelm us all. We will all be madly in love, and then we will live happily ever after. Men will take care of their children and take out the garbage, as we were intended for. Dane?
All right. Let's see. Kendall Rowland said that white men aren't supporting black women; they're preying on black women.
Well, at the moment they are, yeah. But
Mm-hmm.
there are some who are supporting them as well. And of course, you got to look at it as a prey, right? Because we're talking about an individual that's incapable of being honest. So he's getting in position for the next power to take place.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting ahead of the game. The white woman is going to fall, and she's going to become the least desired. The black woman will become the most desired woman in this world. She's already heading at she's already that. Other people are just catching up. And so eventually, once this takes its rightful place, every woman on earth will lose power. And the black woman will gain power. And it will become a competition of all races of men to be with the black woman. How do you think Africa fell?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All these empires fall because of women. Because they can't get enough of the woman. The woman's love is so powerful, men want too much of it. And they want it all to themselves. This is one of the main reasons why they go to war. They go to war to bag as many women as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you go back and you study those wars, you really look at what was behind those wars, right? Power, right? Gaining land, right?
Mhm.
The more women, the stronger you will become. So men back then could not get enough of women. The more women you had, the more powerful your race was. And and the person that could control the women could control the world. That's why some empires were so powerful because they had control over their women. They had control over large contingents of women. So they were able to breed the societies that they wanted on demand. Like the Persians. Persians
Yeah.
had such a grip on their women, they can be whatever type of soldier they wanted. And they were so powerful. But you see, what happens is here, eventually the woman gets tired of being used and she breaks a hold that you have on her. And that's when you start to fall. You need to study history very closely and start looking at history from a man's point of view and look at history with an open mind. And you will see gems and see things there that you didn't see before. We are in a cosmic matriarchy, and there's nothing we can do about it. It will never change.
All right. Um, let's see. Kendall is saying Becky ain't worried about uh crap. This society will never view black women as being equal to Becky.
Oh no, well actually Becky is trying to be equal to the black woman. See, the black woman is higher than Becky. Becky knows that. And this society is going to fall. It's already falling. This society is falling. White people aren't in control like you think anymore. This society is going to fall. There will be no more reigns. All evil empires fall. And the reason why they fall is because it was never meant for a tyrant to rule this world. It was never meant for purely evil people to rule this world. That's why these evil empires always fall. They reign for a moment and then they fall. This one will come tumbling down as well. And it has already started tumbling down. They're losing influence all around the world. They're also losing influence and grip in this country itself. That's why things are sporadic right now. But see, some black people have seen things for a certain way for so long, they don't believe anything else is happening. But it's happening. They're losing control over a lot of things. They're losing power in certain places. And black people are slowly taking power in places that you're not paying attention of. Like, for example, the movie industry is slowly being taken over by black people. Taken over. Now you gotta understand something. You're still gonna see the Coon brigade out there because white people still control the media. Black people haven't gotten into the media game yet to the point where they're taking over mainstream media. But eventually that's going to happen too. So this society as we know it is going to fall. And a new one is being built. As a matter of fact, a new one is being built as we speak. A new society is being established as we speak. Just look at the Z. Look at the Z's. They don't think the same way. They don't react the same way. They have a completely different perspective on life. Nothing like what you see now. So a new society is already in play. And trust me, this society will fall. It will not reign forever. Matter of fact, They ain't got but a few more years, and it's a wrap. Why do you think these white people are desperate and doing crazy things like trying to make black people the face of white hate crimes? These are desperate things. And they're getting out in front of the new power because they can't stop the new power that's coming. So they're getting out in front of it and they're trying to align themselves with it. I keep trying to tell everybody the new power is black women. I know y'all think I'm crazy. You think I'm a fool. You think I don't know what I'm talking about. The new power is black women. You better recognize, look at what black women are doing. That is the new power. And it's coming. What are they saying in the chat?
Okay, let's see. Kendall's going on. Even during slavery, Becky gave her babies to black women to nurse. And he. Oh, wait. I missed something. Let's see. Bro Speak had something earlier. Okay, let's see. Okay. Bro
See,
Speak
the
has
problem
said.
I got. Hold on.
Okay.
See, the problem I got with a lot of these Negroes today, we keep ourselves in the past. You don't see what's happening right now. Slavery don't have anything to do with what's going on right now. There is a new power that's being established. And it don't have anything to do with slavery. Yes, those conversations are good. Yeah, back in the day, slavery, they did this, they did that. That was then. This is now. Slavery has nothing to do with what's going on right now. We are too far removed from slavery. Too far removed from slavery. For slavery to still have an effect on us. What's happening now is something altogether different. And it has nothing to do with slavery. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. Bro Speak goes. Stephen Jackson forgot that when Trump into got in office, a lot of black women lost their reporting job. Now that Biden is in office, black women are getting back their position and gaining more. And then Kendall told him, "Bro, speak. Biden ain't crap either. Don't be fooled, fam."
Well, see, the problem, like I said, you have
Mhm.
some black people who have seen things one way for so long. When change is happening, when real change is happening, they don't believe it. I'm telling you, there's a new power coming. And these black and these white men, they see that power. And they also see that they're losing grip. And they know at some point Becky is going to be worthless. So they're getting out ahead. Just like they thought the Spanish woman was going to be the new power. And all these white men started rushing to learn Spanish. When they found out that her reign would never happen, they went back to their Beckys. Now they're after the black woman. They see the new power coming. See, the woman is the true power, y'all. It's not the man. Men chase women. Men acquiesce to what women want. Women dictate what men do. Women make kings. Men don't make queens. Queens make kings. You're only a king because of a queen. You cannot be a king with no queen. Only a woman can make you a king. Because she accepts you as her leader. Once she accepts you as your leader, you can become king. You are not accepted as a leader, you will never be a king. You can only be a king if a woman makes you one. You don't become a king by conquering and murdering people. You become a king when a woman accepts you as a leader. When she's willing to follow your lead. That is when you become king. And that's when all will respect you as a king. Go ahead, Dan.
Okay. Bro Speaks said I didn't say he was. I'm just looking at the trend. Truth is, I feel the same way. Dems haven't been doing much for us, even though we giving them the most support. Yeah.
When I was studying, when I was studying metaphysics, right? When I started learning about the universe, energy, it became, I ain't gonna lie to you. A lot of stuff scared me, especially about energy and life's energy and what we don't understand about the universe and how the feminine energy creates life. There is no male energy out there, people. So you're saying to myself, so we say, well, how come we exist? We exist because we're powered by feminine energy. We are all female at, at one point. There is no such thing as a male. Male gets made according to the needs of the female. We are all notice we are all female before we become male or anything else. We're all female. We're powered by feminine energy. Even males. We're powered by feminine energy. Feminine energy is life. Now it doesn't make you now because you power by feminine energy. I'm not saying you're supposed to be gay. You're not supposed to go around here loving other men. It just means that it's feminine energy that gave you life. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're supposed to be feminine. That's what gave you life. Life comes from feminine energy. It does not come from anywhere else. The universe is feminine energy. Planets are feminine.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Go ahead.
all right. Let's see. Okay, yeah. When Trump got into office, white nationalism rose, and networks responded to it. Bro Speak podcast said. Kendall is saying black women rulers were the shit back in the day because their style of ruling was so different from the male rule. Male rule was rigid while female rule was much more fluid and flexible.
Actually, female rule is much more powerful. Actually, the men are stronger under the matriarchy. You don't believe me? Where do you think Hannibal came from? Hannibal came out of a matriarchy. Is he not the greatest general the world's ever seen? They still study Hannibal long
Mm,
after his death. Hannibal came out of a matriarchy, y'all.
mm-hmm,
Some of the most powerful men and warriors born of and came out of a matriarchy.
mm-hmm,
Have you ever heard of mercenaries? Daily
mm-hmm,
soldiers specialized in tactics?
uh-huh.
That came out of and that was created in a matriarchy. special forces was created in a matriarchy. Some of your baddest, some of your baddest and hardest military ops were created out of a matriarchy. Special forces came out of a matriarchy. Mercenaries came out of a matriarchy. Weapons of mass destruction came out of a matriarchy. Seaports came out of a matriarchy. The Navy came out of a matriarchy. Some of your most lethal and baddest military special forces came out of a patriarchy. So the most advanced military strategy, no, you think Hannibal defeated 80,000 men with 30,000. That all came out of a matriarchy. Yeah, then what are they saying in the chat?
Okay. Okay, that's why women have much longer rulership than men.
Hmm.
I'm a little on edge about women coming into power. I don't know the direction it'll take, so I'm a little skeptical. That's
If you
truth.
want to know the direction to take, go look at some of the empires that they try to cover up, like Carthage, the mighty Carthage, under a woman's rule. The baddest army the world has ever seen, the most advanced civilization the world has ever seen. Carthage is one of the most advanced places on earth during this time. America is a replica of Carthage. Carthage had escalators, they had barbershops, they had beauticians, they had elevators, high-rise buildings. This is back during the Punic Wars, people. All that was under a matriarchy. And they had the most advanced military the world has ever seen, rivaled by the Romans. And should have and would have and should have defeated the Romans had not Dido been murdered and Hannibal had been betrayed. Dido, the queen of Carthage, was murdered, sabotaged by her own people, coons, and so she wasn't able to give the order to send resources to Hannibal, which would have destroyed Rome for good. Had that happened, Italy wouldn't be what it is today. That'd be nigger country. Because Hannibal had the Romans defeated. Had he went to Rome, as the second time he defeated the Roman army, wiped the Roman army out, Rome had no more defenses. Had he marched on to Rome with the resources, right, he would have conquered Rome completely.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you something. Hannibal's father was no joke either. Carthage had some of the greatest generals the world has ever seen. And that was a pure matriarchy, people. It had some of the most advanced soldiers and technology. The only reason why the Romans Navy stood a chance because they had to reverse engineer one of the Navy ships that was whooping their ass on on the high seas. The Carthaginians had the first weapon of mass destruction. You can look it up. It was a huge boat that they used as a ridiculously giant battering ram, and it tore through the Roman Navy. It was the first weapon of mass destruction that came out of a patriarchy. I'm sorry, not a patriarchy, a matriarchy. It didn't come out of no patriarchy. It came out of a matriarchy. You can
Okay.
look this stuff up.
They probably will. Knowing Kindle and Truth.
Right.
Uh,
First weapon of mass destruction. Carthaginians. Navy. I forgot the name of the boat. It was a big monstrous type boat that was huge and powerfully built. And it was made for the purposes of ramming other boats. The only thing that gave the Romans a chance at the seas, I think they caught one of the boats and they killed everybody on there, and they reverse engineered the boat and made their own version of it so they could stand a chance against the Carthaginian Navy. And Carthage was badass, y'all. A lot of y'all don't know about it because they keep it hidden.
are they
Because
whitewashed?
yeah, they keep it hidden.
Okay.
Why? Because it was ruled by a queen.
Oh, um, Polo Sports says it's the I guess the name of the boat is the Lus- Lusitania. Wait a minute,
Yeah, it's big.
Lusitania.
Yeah, it was a big, massive boat that was made purely for ramming. The first weapon of mass destruction.
Okay, all right. I'm behind. I'm behind. With the chat. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Slavery has everything to do with what's going on right now because slavery never really ended. That's something you said
No,
earlier.
no, no, no. You see, that's the stuff that Negroes want you to believe. That's why these coons, see, these coons are here to keep you programmed like that, to keep you thinking that, what happened 500 years ago is still going on today. If that's the case, then how come King Tut ain't still alive? How come what went on in Egypt, right, is not going on today? How come you're still not being tarred and feathered in the street? There are differences. Things change. See, they keep these coons to keep your mind wrapped around slavery and to keep your mind not being aware of the changes that are happening right in front of you that you won't accept because you're still stuck on slavery somewhere where you shouldn't be. You need to be focusing on what's happening right now. What the white man is doing to you, right, wasn't done to you 500 years ago. He's doing different things to you right now in real time in your face, and you can't see it because you stuck in slavery where you shouldn't be. That's why you can't advance because you're looking back at a past that no longer exists and hasn't existed for quite some time.
Mhm.
You keep it alive because you refuse to see the reality that's in front of you, and you keep listening to people that keep telling you that everything is because of slavery. Everything isn't because of slavery.
Okay. Okay. Now I'm a little behind. So this is a question when you had said queens make kings, but Rose
Right?
Speak says then who makes a queen?
The queen is the queen comes into the world already naturally a queen. Nobody makes her. It's her God. It's her birthright. She comes into this world already number one because she's a life giver, and she's been given life by the universe that gives life, which is feminine energy. So that automatically makes her a queen coming into the game already number one. Don't need to be made by no one.
Okay. Okay. Highly favored came in. Okay, it's a lot of greetings. Okay, okay. I don't know how this conversation got started, but Kendall Roll is gone. Yeah, but the intelligence of a man's sperms decide what sex the child will be.
No, it doesn't. What decides the sex of the child is a supernumerary organ in a woman's body called the Wolffian duct. That's what decides. That is what decides the sex of the child. Let me say it one more time. What decides the sex of the child is a supernumerary organ in the woman's body called the Wolffian duct. That is what gives the child its sex. Look it up.
Okay.
Now y'all making my metaphysics sides come out. My
Huh?
metaphysics sides come out.
But before that happened, hold on. Truth is asking in the chat, how do you feel about possible being under worldwide matriarchy?
We're
Highly
already
favored.
under we're already under matriarchy. We are in a cosmic matriarchy, people. Don't y'all understand? When y'all talk about God, do y'all not pay attention to the characteristics of God? We're talking about how God is so forgiving. Which one of us is so forgiving? A man or a woman? See, I've been trying not to do this because I know a lot of y'all ain't ready for this kind of knowledge. And I'm not saying that to downgrade anybody. Y'all ain't ready for this. But who is the most forgiving between men and women? I'm just gonna give you this one shot. I'm not gonna go there because it's too heavy for a lot of y'all to understand it. Y'all not ready for this. Do you pay attention to the characteristics of God when they describe God? God is a jealous God. He is the most forgiving God, right? Who is the most forgiving amongst men and women? Who is the most jealous amongst men and women?
Highly favored says women.
Thank you. And I'll leave it at that.
All right.
We are in
Okay.
a cosmic matriarchy.
Okay.
I don't want to do this to y'all because some of y'all can't handle this. You know what I'm saying? Especially a lot of you brothers, y'all can't handle this. It took me a while to get my mind wrapped around it too. But the truth is what it is. We are in a cosmic matriarchy. That is our reality. We are already in a matriarchy. We are born into a matriarchy.
Okay. All right. I mean, Haile Faye was answering. Truth is, she said one point, in my opinion, is that because women give birth to the world, we would be protected versus ego. Or is that? Or is she saying ergo? No, 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 ego. hmm And Bro Speakers want to make sure he got what to look for, right? He got under Queen Dido.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I guess he wanted to know if if they look it up under the cartridge under the rule
Yeah,
of Queen
Dido.
Dido.
Dido, yes. Queen
Mm-hmm.
Dido.
It's spelled
Dido.
Dido. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Dido.
All right.
They they whitewashed her and tried to say she was a Polynesian white woman. No. She was a black African woman.
Okay. Emmanuel Briggs says, I wouldn't be afraid of a matriarchal society. Your first existence is matriarchal. You literally live inside your mother till birth and then much of your life after.
Yeah, yeah. Matriarchy, dude, a matriarchy is not an evil. A matriarchy is wonderful, man. It's a beautiful thing. You see women running around here trying to regulate on us, trying to make us do things that we don't want to do. No, they let us live free. Their matriarchy is not a tyrant type rule. They don't come after us with an iron fist talking about do this, do that. Men do that. Women don't do that. Well, I keep trying to tell y'all, women are beautiful people. Y'all don't get it. They're very beautiful people. They're very kind, very nurturing, very sweet people. And they are capable of unconditional love. They are not these evil things that y'all think they are. They rule over us. You don't even know it. They got all of the power, and you don't even know it.
Hmm.
Men do things for women. This whole world is geared towards women. Everything is done for women. If there was no women, nothing would have any purpose. What is that telling you? You if you don't want to see it, it's because you're either afraid or you don't want to see the truth. They are the givers of life. They are the rulers of life. They don't rule us like a tyrant or they don't tower over us or make us do. Man, they're not on it like that. They're too beautiful for that. They don't consist of evil energy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Bro Speak have a question. He said, uh, correct, uh, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Queen Dido fall for a white dude and put her support behind him, which led to her people turning on her?
Nope, absolutely not.
Okay.
She was sabotaged by coons, and she was murdered in her sleep. She didn't fall for no white dude. We didn't even know white dudes back then. Well, yeah, there was some white dudes, but there wasn't no white dudes in college at the time. No, she didn't fall for any white dudes. Again, you got white people whitewashing history, interjecting white people in there. Like people think Leo Africanus was white. Whitewashing history.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't fall for no white dude. She was sabotaged. There was sellouts. They stabbed her in the back. Same thing happened to King Tut. Sabotaged him too. Sellouts. How many of y'all know that King Tut was one of the realest kings there ever was? He was a young dude, young black dude. Extremely intelligent. Had the kind of intelligence that was otherworldly. See, there's a lot of stuff that you guys don't know, about. You got to really dig and you got to find. Sometimes you have to go to other countries to find information about people that they tell you about in this country. Because white people ain't going to tell you the truth. You got to go find it. Man, when I was traveling the country, man, I found out some things that blew my mind. King Tut was one of the realest kings, and the reason why he was smoked, because he was trying to stop the uprising of white folks. He knew that they were evil, and he knew that they was poison every place that they put their paws on. See, they had this influence. See, coonery and selling out goes back a long way, right? The meritorious manumission, right, is something that we recognize as black people because that's the way it's been introduced to us, right? But this has been going on way before anything we ever understood, okay? This was behind a lot of empires falling, all this infiltration, all this selling out, all this coonery. This has been going on. This is how Africa fell. Africa was the most powerful continent in this entire world. And the king of Ethiopia once ruled this world as his sole ruler. And Africa fell apart through the treachery, infiltration, coonery, and sellouts. Same thing happened to Persia. And a lot of these kings that you know about, like Darius and all of them, white people don't give you the true story of these kings. They give you the truth that they want you to know. Like I said, in order for you to find real truth, you have to embark on a journey. You got to go around the world and search for the truth. You're not going to get the real truth in this country because the people that run this country are a bunch of charlatans, wolves, and savages who are mad thirsty with power and dominance and don't ever want you to know the truth. And they got you so brainwashed that if somebody comes with some real truth, it sounds like a fairy tale to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you ain't going to find some truth that people find in other countries, you won't find here. And you figure that if you can't find it in the American books, it doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's where the brainwashing comes in. See, you think because you can't find the truth in America, or you can't find the truth in the conscious community, or you can't find the truth written by any author that you know in America, that the truth doesn't exist. So you accept the truth that you're being told by these wolves who just want to stay in power. You got to embark on a journey. You got to search. You got to go to different countries, raid their libraries, ask questions, talk to elders, You got to seek out the truth. Carry some names with you. Carry the names of Hannibal. Carry the names of Darius. Carry these names with you when you go on your, embark on your journey. Carry Genghis Khan.
Oh, okay.
You know, go to these different countries. Talk to their scholars. Talk. Go to their libraries. Find out where they house all their information. Go there. Read. Ask questions. Bring up these names, and you will find different stories. You will find different truths that you were never told over here. You will find missing pieces of the puzzle, things that you weren't told over here, things that you can't find over here, things that they don't want to put in writing over here. Go read scrolls. Go find. Has any of you ever read a papyrus scroll? I have. Well, I couldn't read it, but I had it and I had someone translate it. But it's worth it. Take a trip. Find papyrus scrolls. Have someone translate them scrolls. Learn how to translate them yourself. You'll be blown away by the information you uncover on how the world used to really be. And how women used to give birth to children without being pregnant by men. See, that'll blow your mind, right? And somebody, see, if I tell you that now, you won't believe me. I'm like, oh, Max talking crazy. What the fuck you talking about? Women need men to give birth. Well, at one point they did. But you ain't gonna find that truth in this country. You got to go find that. You got to go dig that out. Let me tell you something. A lot of powerful truth that can cause a frenzy. Let me tell you something. In the Smithsonian Museum and in the Vatican, man, they got shit in there that if one person heard some of this shit, it would cause a frenzy of thousands and thousands of people in a matter of minutes. Some of this stuff that if you even look at a word or a sentence, they will kill you. There's some powerful truths out there and things out there that you have no idea that's ever been written or existed. This is why I keep trying to tell people, I think the world is 10 times bigger than what they're letting on. I think this world is much bigger than what they told you it is. Because when you look at uncovered history and you read about things happening far and near, do you know that there are places on Earth where things happen and you don't know exactly where they happen on Earth? You don't know exactly where. And some places that you find out where stuff happened at, right? It didn't happen on your level of the Earth. And what I mean by your level of the Earth, like, for example, being above sea level, being 8,000 feet above sea level, or being 2,000 feet below sea level. Do you know that things didn't happen at the same level? Do you know that some things actually happen 2,000 to 3,000 feet below sea level? Some things that went on in this world didn't even happen on the same level as you on right now. And so you don't know where they happened at. And those places had different names. Names that you aren't aware of.
Mm-hmm.
Man, how did I get started on this, man? Y'all done got me going with. Let me get back to see. I'm saving a lot of this stuff for my metaphysics discussions. I'm not ready for this right now. You know, when I get MTech going and I start launching the quantum Negroes, and then we'll get into all this heavy stuff, and I can bring receipts and all that. But if you ever get a chance, man, y'all travel, go look for them papyrus scrolls. I'm probably not pronouncing it right. Papyrus, whatever. And get them translated. Go see what's in those scrolls. They'll give you an idea of what the world used to really be like. You know, go see how people wrote letters in their own handwriting back then. On how some of the letters were perfectly shaped. And how you can't make a letter that that's perfect right now because your hands are shaky and your coordination is off. Well, go look at the handwriting of a person, right? That wasn't subject to all the things you're subject to now, like all these chemical poisons, all of these rotten ass chemicals in your body making you sick. Well, go look at the handwriting of a person that didn't have to go through that, right? And their mind was intact, and their body was intact, and their body was unmolested by chemicals, right? And debilitation. Look at their handwriting. Look at how perfect they write, how steady their hands are, how perfect their letters are shaped and their symbols. You talk about people, man, that was so naturally artistic when they wrote. They like drew accurate depictions of things like it was natural us writing our names. Why do you think they have so many drawings back then of a lot of things? People drew naturally. It was a natural gift.
Mhm.
People could draw straight lines without rulers because they weren't affected by the debilitating things that we are affected by now. They didn't have shit in the goddamn atmosphere that was killing them. They didn't have chemicals in their food that was killing them. They didn't have debilitating drugs, pharmaceuticals in their system. And
Mhm.
look at their natural ability. It will blow you away. What are they saying in the chat?
Okay. All right. Let's see. Let me see. Kim. Okay. Let's see. Kendall and Roland was talking about. Okay. Um. I agree with Max that people do need to get out of the U.S. to prove one way or another if it's true or not. And Mika said the world is bigger than America.
Yes,
Then truth answer, bro. Sprick, I agree with you. I don't like when people spoon feed me knowledge. I like searching for the
right.
answers myself, which
That's
is why
right.
I'm also skeptical on word of mouth. Then
Right.
Kendall said, truth is about, one part we have specific roles. Wait, I missed something. Oh,
But why
okay.
you fight?
Okay, let's see. Uh, truth is about the hun part we both have specific roles. In the Vatican, they still pray to the Black Madonna and Child. Okay,
Yeah.
I might be incorrect, but the Black Madonna and Child is in the Christian Ethiopian church, not in the Vatican. But hey, I could be wrong, but I remember it being over there.
I'll tell you about that in the back chat.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right.
Anyways, let me say this. But you see, when I traveled,
Mm-hmm.
right, I was in the Navy, y'all, right, and I had a chance to travel around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Well, while the Nagas is out there chasing non-black vagina, I was more interested in knowledge when I was younger. So when I was in places like Japan, the Philippines, Norway, all these other places, right? I wanted to I got hooked on going to their libraries and learning about things. And one day I was having a conversation with a master chief, a black master chief, right? And we was talking about the Aztec Indians. And I remember him telling me something about when the Africans first um, encountered the Aztec Indians, right? And how America told that story from the American point of view. And he said, if you really want to get the truth, he said, you got to go over to the other side and found out when those people also interacted with Americans. And so that got me tripping, man. Like, you know what? Then I started wondering, hey, wait a minute. White people only telling you one part of the story. They're telling you when they interact with Shaka Zulu. They're telling you when they interact with Aztec Indians. Then they got nerve to try to tell you what other people are doing, right? But what if you went to those other races and you looked up the same thing and see what they say about their encounter with the Americans or their encounter with the people that the Americans are telling you about? That's when the story changes. And then you start to find out, hey, wait a minute. They didn't say this. They didn't say that. They didn't say that when the Aztec Indians first encountered Americans, they tried to kill the white Americans because they saw devils. They didn't tell us that. White people didn't say, hey, white people made us think when they saw the Aztec Indians that it was all gravy. Like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? I'm white. I'm from America. How are you? No. Well, when you read from the other end, they're saying they saw white devils and tried to kill them. Hey, white people didn't tell us that. You come back, hey, Mr. Charlie, why didn't you tell me when you met the Aztecs that they tried to kill all y'all? Oh yeah, well you see, there was a misunderstanding, and we talked it out. Talked it out. Well, I just read something there talking about as soon as they saw y'all, they let them arrows fly. What's up? Yeah, there's a bit of discrimination, but we got it under control, and we had to talk. We became friends. We talked about it, and that's when you start to realize you're being told bullshit. And so that made me even go on more of a journey. When I was in other countries, I took time to go to their libraries and try to research as much knowledge as I possibly could, especially when it came down to this country. I was fascinated on other people interaction with this country or anybody from this country. I wanted to see what their impressions was of this country and their impressions of white people. What did they think? What did they do? How did they interact with them? And I'm telling you, man, there's information out there that you'll uncover that'll blow your mind. The things that they stole from people, the shit that they did to people, I'm telling you, it'll blow your mind. But here's the problem, though. When you come back with that knowledge, you can't really tell nobody. Because when you come at people and say, well, that ain't really what happened. This happened and that happened. Try telling that to a person who's been whitewashed with white supremacy. It's going to sound like a fairy tale to them. Who's been brainwashed. It's going to sound like a fairy tale to them. Who don't know anything different than what they've been told. It's not going to come off right to them. So then it puts you in the category, right? You're either going to be in that category like a person, like those sideshow freaks at a circus. The woman with the extra long nose, or the boy with the extra long chin, or the man with 3 hands or some shit. That's the category you're going to get put into. Go ahead, Dane.
Okay. All right. Kia just came in. She's saying hi to everybody, trying to catch up. Kendall's answering my question. He said, "Yeah, I think that's right too. But in the Vatican, the Pope definitely prays to a Black Madonna child. That's known." Okay. Yeah. So everybody's saying hi. She wanted to know if we were talking about Shakira Richardson.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
answering
we
her.
did. Yeah, we touched on her briefly, and then we was shitting on that auto slave over there, Stephen Jackson, and now we're talking about some history and other stuff. I'll tell you, I mean, I want to share a lot of stuff with y'all. There's some stuff I want y'all to know that I'm scared to share with y'all. Seriously, seriously, I'm telling y'all, man, truth will get you killed in this country. So you got to be careful on how you share it, because truth can make you a target. Why you think they killed Bob Marley? And the person that killed Bob Marley, right, he said he felt bad because Bob Marley was a good guy. And he killed him anyway. So that goes to tell you that your enemy has no compassion. Why would you kill somebody that you believe is a good person? You see, these are the things that we don't let marinate in our mind. We let these things blow right by us. Someone who kills a person who they believe is a good person has no compassion for another human being's life, has no regard for another human being's life. It's the same as when they was crucifying, either the fictitious Jesus Christ or symbolic Jesus Christ, when they let the murderer out and crucified the one who did nothing but heal people.
Mhm.
This is a representation of the mentality of white people, and you don't pay attention to it. They're telling you that they're willing to deal with a murderer who they know is guilty, right, and treat you, who they know is innocent, as the guilty. So they're willing to treat the guilty as the innocent and you, the innocent, as the guilty. That's their mentality. And we don't pay attention to it. We blow right by it. We don't think about it. We don't let it marinate. We don't understand who we're dealing with. And then some of you call these people friends. You don't know what you're dealing with. Yeah, Dane. Uh, um, um, um,
Mhm.
Apprise me of the situation in the chat.
Okay. Okay. Oh, gotta back it up a little bit. They really talking in here. Okay. When I went to Africa, this is Kia Grace. When I went to Africa, the white people there
Hold on,
were acting like.
before we do that, I hope we put the myth to rest about the man's sperm creating the sex of the baby. That's nonsense. Nuderific nonsense. And that is a misdirection by white people. European knowledge is about misdirection and deception. The man's sperm has nothing to do with the sex of the child. If you guys did not hear me the first time, and you can look this up, I'll say it again. What determines the sex of the child is a supernumerary organ in the woman's body called the Wolffian duct. That is what determines the sex of the child. That is what creates the vagina or the penis or the scrotum, if you will. The Wolffian duct. Look it up. You see that I'm right. Go ahead, Dave. Are they saying
Okay.
anything about that?
It's a little too soon. But as soon as we can, we should do the black hand and white supremacy. Okay.
Who said
Okay.
that?
No, me. I'm saying that. The update on the
Are
girl.
you tired?
I am a little tired, but I'm good. I'm good.
All right, well, let's shut it down then. If you're
No,
tired.
no. I'm good. But we should be doing because we're going into our third hour and we still got another topic.
Yeah, but I want to hear. I want to hear what the people are saying, though.
Okay, here we go. Here
What
we
are you
go.
rushing for? You got somewhere to go?
No, but
All
all
right.
right.
I want to hear what they're saying.
Okay, all right. That's what I said. As soon as we can. When I went to Africa, the white people there were acting like they were running things, shaking my head. Facts, Max, facts. Manuel Briggs said people speak truth to power have a history of being killed.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, Kendall's going. The truth. Oh, he's talking. The truth is laughing. I understand, bro. I know that some of this stuff is confusing. I think they're talking about the benefit. I'm drinking, so I know my crap don't sound on point either. LOL. Please forgive me, family.
Mm-hmm.
Truth is going to keep talking to Kia. Them the Neanderthals. I always think they over something. They gotta go 100%. And then Kia goes, they just killed the Haitian president and his wife.
If
Well,
anybody want the correct spelling of the Wolfian duck is WOLFEN, Wolfian duck, DUCT. The Wolfian duck. Look that up, and you'll see that I am right. And you can stop the nonsense about the man's sperm chooses the sex of the child. I have given you the truth and the knowledge. Go ahead, Dave.
okay. All right. Emmanuel Briggs goes, I heard the term truth terrorist a couple of weeks ago. I think that's very fitting because people that tell the truth terrorize those that believe and perpetrate lies and falsehood.
Hmm. See, I know some. Listen, there's some things I want to tell y'all, but I can't do it like the way I want to. I would have to get a couple of y'all at a time and maybe bring y'all in the back chat and show y'all some stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Because we can show videos in the back chat too. I would have to get a couple of y'all in the back chat at a time, like some real serious stuff. You know what I'm saying? To keep from getting myself killed, I had to take a couple of y'all, maybe two or three of y'all, four of y'all, in the back chat and show y'all some stuff on video and teach y'all some things, some heavy ass knowledge that'll fuck your head up. Yeah. I can't bring it out really out here. It's really you got to be real strategic on how you do it. You can't just blurt out the truth or you'll get smoked. You got to be real strategic on how you do it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like the real heavy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like if y'all ask me something, like, hey Max, what about this and that? You want to learn something about something? If I feel that there's some real heavy truth there that'll put my life in danger, I'll say, look, all right, I'll tell you what. Give me two or three of y'all in the back chat, and I'll show y'all. I'll tell y'all that I'll reveal this to y'all. But I'm not gonna do it out in public, or maybe an email or something like that. And I may not even do it in the back chat because it might be some information, some truth is extremely dangerous. No matter if you put it in an email, you can't really hide it because as long as you're on their systems, they're going to see you. You know what I'm saying? So some truth is just outright dangerous. Some truth will get you killed right away. I'm talking about as soon as you tell it, there'll be some people outside your door within the minutes. Act like you think they don't know where you at. They know where you at all times. You just don't know that they know.
Okay.
Serious. There's some truth that is extremely dangerous.
Uh-huh.
You know, I found out that people who know a lot of real truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
They play ignorance.
Mm-hmm. Well, you blowing Mika's mind, and highly favor is going, oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know when Kendall said that. He might not be talking about what you just said, but he's like, oh Max, we need the truth. That's how we get out of this F. No, this is how we get out of this. F was happening after that. And okay, and truth is going talking to Kendall. Oh, you good, my brother. We're all here to learn and reach understand and share knowledge. Oh, about when Kendall was telling him he was a little drunk. Oh,
Right.
okay. Kia asks, what happened to Black YouTube? I feel like there was a time when people were about spreading the truth. Now everyone is bashing each other.
Yeah, because that's because the truth will set black people. Listen, like for example, if I told you you can fly, would you believe me?
Mm-mm.
What if I told you hypothetically that you're born with the natural ability to fly, right? And the ability has been suppressed by a birth control drug
Mm.
or a chemical that's put into your baby formula.
Wow.
See, or a chemical that's also put into your baby food. It's also put into your baby powder. It's also laced in Pampers.
Shoot. I guess if I had a kid, he'd be naked all the time.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's true. I'm just speaking hypothetically. I'm just giving you a what if.
Uh-huh.
See?
Kia Gray said, I believe that, Max.
No, I'm just saying, I'm just giving you a what if. I'm just saying. What if I told you you're born with the natural ability to fly, but it's being suppressed by chemicals that are designed to turn off functions in your brain.
Oh.
Just hypothetically saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying anything is real here. I'm just giving you a what if.
Okay. Uh,
I'm not.
Highly Favor said that chemical warfare is a real thing.
Oh yeah, it's more than that. It ain't just chemical warfare. There's a lot more than chemical warfare that's being waged against you. But I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, I'm not. I'm just giving you an example, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
of the kind of truth that can get you wiped out.
Okay. Highly Favor goes, I believe it's because monks can levitate. Spiritual warfare too. She believes in spiritual warfare too.
Monks ain't the only one that can levitate. That's just what they want you to perception. What I tell you about white supremacy is about deception and misdirection. Misdirection. Understand that term.
Mm-hmm.
Misdirection. Learn that term and look at things with that term in mind. Misdirection.
Mm-hmm.
Deception. Misdirection. Monks aren't the only people that can levitate. Dr. Sabi isn't the only person that can heal diseases.
Mm-hmm.
or wasn't. God rest his soul. See, I mean, what if I told you that you are really a superhero and white people are afraid to death of you, that you may wake up one day and kill them all? I'm just hypothetically speaking. I mean, if you found out that you could move things with your mind, you would probably have it, be hard to deal with, right? Like, if I told you all of these superhero movies are based off of your real natural abilities, you probably wouldn't believe that, would you? You know, and why they experiment on you, and why the medical apartheid, right?
Mm-hmm.
That if that didn't take place, right, you would have wiped white people out.
Oh.
And how they use the medical apartheid to gain extreme knowledge over you, because your physiological makeup is amazing, unlike anything they've ever seen. And how they came up with ways to weaken you.
Mm-hmm.
Their survival depended on it. And how you was
Okay.
busy, and how you was busy in a war with yourself, which gave them the time, which brought them the time to perform things on your dead bodies, because you were taking each other out, right? What if I
Uh-huh.
told you that what you knew about history isn't really what you think you know?
Oh.
See, it gets tricky, right? If I told you that the medical apartheid was only performed on slaves, it wasn't really performed on slaves, but you've been told that it's been performed on slaves. It wasn't performed on slaves. Some of it was, but not all of it.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Eh?
Okay.
What if I told you that there was a massive war between you and you, and you nearly blew this world up fighting each other?
Mm.
Where do you think all these craters come from? And all these deep cracks in the earth?
Uh, I thought it was a meteor strike.
Yeah. But you see, we're not gonna say all of this. We're not gonna talk about stuff. We just hypothetical here, y'all. We just on some. We just having some fun with some make believe, some what if.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Okay.
what if you found out that Aquaman was a real black man? Yeah. What if you found out that it was true that you used to be able to breathe underwater? I'm just throwing stuff out there. There's a myth. There's something I want you guys to pay attention to, right?
Mhm.
Where you can get a lot of truth from if you would just put two and two together. There's a story about a so-called god named Zeus. Y'all know about Zeus?
Yeah.
Put it one in the chat. Let me know if y'all know about. I'm gonna tell you an interesting story about Zeus. A story you didn't know. Type of
Oh,
one in the chat if you want to hear a story. Type of one in the chat if you want to hear a very interesting story about Zeus, the so-called king of the gods.
uh, Yvette want to hear.
Uh,
Yvette wants to hear.
okay, we got one. Can we get another one?
Holly Perry says, okay, Max. Oh, no, she got a one. Kyra Grace got a one.
Uh,
Mika got a one. Kendall is asking some kind of weird question. Wait a minute,
who?
you all late, Kendall. You must be lagging, Kendall. Refresh yourself. Oh, okay. Bro Speak want to hear, and Kendall wants to hear.
Okay,
Tablet
y'all.
of
All right. So
Paul.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. All
Uh-huh.
right. Okay then. All right.
Uh-huh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, gather around. All right. It's about to go down. The story, the very interesting story that you don't know about Zeus. Now I'm gonna tell this story. It's up to you to put two and two together. All right. Long time ago, a very powerful man was born of a virgin mother. See, what they don't tell you about Zeus? His mother was never impregnated by a man either. Very, very powerful man was born with ridiculous strength, super strength. They called it sinew, right? He had all this massive sinew that made him extremely overly powerful. But back then, the earth brought forth Zeus. The earth. The earth was his mother. He brought forth Zeus, right? So Zeus was very, very powerful, very strong. The earth brought forth his brothers and sisters. And then, in the typical fashion, family started arguing with each other. Some shit went down. Somebody stole a fig and then didn't put something in the tree, and a fight broke out in family members. And Zeus whooped everybody's ass. Well, guess what? His mother didn't like that. You notice we ain't talking about his father, right? His father was a myth made up. You know, they called his father Kronos. Well, there was no such thing as Kronos. Because the true story about Zeus has to do with a mother only. There is no male in the story of Zeus other than Zeus himself. And the other males that were given birth to by his earthly mother. Earthly, keep that in mind, earthly mother, right? So she didn't like what went down, and none of her other sons were strong enough to defeat Zeus. He was by far the strongest, right? So she turned against her son and brought forth a monster. Monster name is Typhon. Very, very powerful monster that was as strong as Zeus. But there was one problem. He was a baby. And she couldn't control him. She could only get him to do things for a little bit of time. But she got pregnant and had a baby, which was a monster. She brought forth a monster on purpose to defeat her son, a powerful son. Okay? Remember, his mother was earthly, who's in a battle with her own son. Since her other children could not defeat him, she gave birth to a monster named Typhon to take on her son and try to defeat her son.
Uh-huh.
Typhon and Zeus did battle. Zeus turned out to be stronger than Typhon, but
Oh.
Typhon turned out to be formidable.
Mm-hmm.
And Zeus had to use all of his power to defeat Typhon. And even then, he could not kill Typhon. Typhon was super strong too, but Typhon was just a baby. Zeus was grown. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Zeus commanded the elements, power given to him by his earthly mother to command the elements, lightning. He took all of this power and mustered all of this power to strike a mighty blow to take out Typhon. And he finally defeated Typhon.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? His mother had another baby. and brought forth another monster
Mm-hmm.
to try to defeat Zeus. You want to know who that monster was? That monster was Kronos,
Mm-hmm.
the one that they say was Zeus' father.
Yeah.
He was also defeated. But Kronos gave birth, well, not gave birth, but Kronos was one of the original Titans. Because Kronos was really Zeus' brother. So was Typhon. But they were monsters. They weren't regular Titans. They were monsters. Right? Now, eventually, the earthly mother, forgave her son, and they reconciled. And she allowed him to become king of the gods, who were the Titans at the time. His mother gave him that title, king of the gods. She allowed him to rule over her other children. And so Zeus became the king of kings. You heard that term before, right? King of kings. We always heard that in the religious aspect, right? King of kings. He was the God of gods, right? Now, here's where it gets interesting. His mother had no husband. How did she get pregnant? Not only how did she get pregnant, but how did she just decided to have a child? Because when he was rebelling against her and they were fighting, she got pregnant and brought forth a monster. In a matter of moments.
Yeah.
How did she do that? She was trying to chastise her all-powerful son who was rebelling against her, and she herself couldn't even handle him. She had made him too strong.
Mm-hmm.
So she gave birth to another one, a monster, to try to defeat her son. How did she do that? She just decided to get pregnant and have a child. And not just any child, she brought forth a monster. A powerful monster who still couldn't defeat Zeus. But Zeus couldn't kill the monster either. The monster was too strong, Typhon, which is really his brother. So, the reason why I tell you that story, right? Because I want you to think about something. I want you to think about what was being said. His mother was the earth. Zeus was brought forth by the earth, the earthly mother. His mother was an earthly mother, not a lady walking around. His mother was the earth itself. She gave birth to him. Go figure that. She also gave birth to his brothers and sisters. Kind of makes you wonder where the story of Adam and Eve came from, right? Or the story of Adam, right? Would you say Adam came from the earth? Was it Adam or came from the earth, or was it really Zeus who came from the earth? Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Who came from the earth first? Zeus or Adam? Adam or Zeus? And they all was born of a virgin mother. The earth has no husband. I mean, there's no male planet getting her pregnant and all. But the earth was his mother. Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
And another thing too, how did they get into it? How did he end up rebelling against his mother to the point where she became so angry, they went to war and she brought forth a monster to try to take him out? She said, "You know what? I'm going to give birth to a monster. He will deal with you." And the monster couldn't beat him either. She realized that she had made Zeus unique. He was too powerful. Why? Because he was the first male. And him being the first, he was the most powerful male. So any male came after him would naturally be weaker. So was it Zeus or was it Adam?
Well,
Was it Mary or was it the earth? Where did all this stuff come from?
oh, okay.
How did Zeus' mother get pregnant? And how did she just give birth just like that? And gave birth out of anger. That's why she created a monster. But she was angry with her son. They were fighting. They were in a war. Apparently, she had a problem with her son. He didn't like what he was doing, and they got into it. And he said, "Oh, Mom, forget you." He flipped his mama off. He wasn't trying to hear that. And they went to war. And she brought forth people to try to defeat him. Now, Typhon was the first one she brought. I gave he was the last. Actually, Kronos and other ones, the other Titans, his brothers, they came forth first to try to defeat him. He defeated them all too. That's why he became king of the gods. Because all of the ones that she brought forth, they all fell to Zeus. He beat them all. Typhon was the last one. This is how he became king of the gods. Interesting story. His mother gave birth to many, many people who could not defeat him. And then she gave birth in the last ditch effort out of pure anger and brought forth a monster who still couldn't defeat her. So it kind of makes you wonder, right?
Mhm.
Who came first? Zeus, Adam? Who was the true virgin? Mary or Mother Earth? Interesting story, is it not? What do you guys think? Dane,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Yes. I think. I think that whew, that's powerful. Never hear it that way.
Yeah.
Some
All
people
of
are
the
talking in the chat.
all of the
Very
so-called
interesting.
gods, all of the so-called gods that was up there with Zeus are the ones who he eventually defeated. They all was
Mhm.
brought forth by the earth to try to stop him.
Mhm.
And he defeated them all.
Yeah.
Still don't know how him and his mother got into it.
Mhm.
How all of a sudden the earth became upset with him and wanted to take him down. Eventually they reconciled though.
Okay. So, let's see what's going on in the chat. Let's see. Um, okay. Kia Grace, I've been reading Greek mythologies since 7 years old. Yeah, me too. Greek, Roman, Egyptian. Okay. Um, let's see. Okay, wait. Let me go back a little bit more. All right. Oh, y'all, you're discussing Greek mythology. That's amazing. Clash of the Titans. I read that Kronos was Zeus' father by his sister Rhea. Do you think the video game God of War series came from this story? The Earth Mother Gaia is whom give birth to Kronos, with Orianos, the Sky Father. Okay, I'm a little confused. Okay, they're going a lot further back into the Greek mythology. Most people don't get past Zeus' parents. They're going into the into the grandparents. Kaya, that this is a Greek myth. Let's see. The Earth Mother gave birth to Typhon with a with Tar Tartaros, the fiery pit. Tartarus. Oh shooks. All right. Truth is ain't really Greek family. It's really African mythology that white people put their own spin on it. It's Jesus' story being regurgitated over and over again. I never got into Greek mythology because my dad traumatized me with it as a child. I never heard of African mythology with a Greek mythology. The closest thing I came to it is the Egyptians. Um, I've been reading Greek myths since 7, 8. LOL. I thought it was interesting, but disgusting as well in some parts. Uh, let's see. Kai at Kindle is right. The truth is they stole our stories and slapped their faces on them. Mika at Truth. Greek mythology was my thing back in the day. Let's see. The Earth does have a husband, Max. The Earth's husband is the sun. Without the sun, the Earth would not be able to produce life. Um, Mika is very interesting. I grew up with a Greek girl. She barely knew any of this, and she's from Greece. That says a lot. Uh, let's see. Oh, wait. Let me go with this. Okay. At Kai. Oh, really? I remember only hearing about it coming from Greeks and Romans, and some of the details were being left out. I read the Earth Mother made it with the Sky Father. Very interesting. They made with a whole bunch of people, and some the Sky Father was also called had different names. Mhm. Yeah. So some of the Earth's children is for the Sky Father, some of it's for the Sun. Before Apollo took it over. Okay, let's see. Mika. Oh, okay. So you read Greek myths too. It was fun to me, but what about you, LOL? Super fun. Best I ever did in school at the time. In that subject, the term I slash you created a monster hits a little different. Yvette W. Interesting story. One
Okay,
can
I'm
look
back.
at it so many ways. Hey,
Yeah, we
okay.
got an echo.
We do? Okay.
Yeah, so it kind of makes you wonder, y'all, right? When did rule really start, right? Zeus was the most powerful man because he was the first. Is it Greek mythology or is it African truth? Or is it African history? Did the fight between him and Mother Earth, was it a power struggle for rulership of the world of her, the earth? Was it a power struggle? Did Zeus try to overtake his mother? Did he rebel because he realized how strong he was and that he was the strongest and that there was no man stronger? And did that strength go to his head and he rebelled against his mother earth and tried to rule over her? And did she fight back? Are you with me, Dame, or am I off?
I'm with you. I'm with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, and then she tried to fight back. And she tried to defeat him because he became corrupted with his strength.
Mm-hmm.
And she knew that he was corrupted and tried to take him down. But then again, when you look at the rest of the story, at the end, she became so in anger with him that she created a monster in her womb and brought him forth to try to stop her son at all costs. And that monster failed. So how did they reconcile? Was he able to subdue his mother for reign and for power of this world? His mother is the world. Was he able to subdue her and take power and rule over her? Or did she eventually find some way to defeat her son and correct his mind and sat him on the throne and gave him power? Very interesting story, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Was Eve really the mother of Adam? And Adam rebelled against her.
Mm-hmm.
And to subdue him, she brought forth more males. Because Adam was the first male. Because before Adam, there were no males. There were just female energy. So the first male was a test run as a protector, as a brute. This is why Zeus was so insanely strong.
Mm-hmm.
He was meant to be a brute, to be a protector, to do the heavy lifting. This is why he was insanely strong.
Uh-huh.
But he proved to be too strong even for his own mother, who had to bring forth more children to try to stop him. But because he was the original, each one after him was just a copy. So the more she made, the weaker they became.
Oh, okay.
Until she created, out of pure hatred and anger, I would say hatred, but out of pure anger, she created a monster to try to stop him. And even that monster couldn't stop him. So it kind of makes you wonder, was that the early stages of a power struggle?
Mm-hmm.
Was that man trying to overtake a matriarchy, which had existed long before he was even created? Did Zeus or Adam or whatever try to be the first one to establish a patriarchy and overtake a matriarchy? Was Zeus really a bad guy? And that's why they got into it. Was Zeus born corrupted? Or did he become corrupted after he was born? Because he was born a man, he wasn't born a baby. So was he corrupted after he was born? And that's why they went at it and she tried to stop him by bringing forth other children to fight him?
Mm-hmm.
Or was he corrupted in the womb? And when he came, when she brought him forth, she knew immediately she had to bring forth more children to stop him.
Okay.
And why couldn't she kill him in the womb? So I'm thinking if he wasn't corrupted in the womb, he may have been corrupted when he became a man in real life. That's when he became corrupted, when he realized how strong he was. And that there was nothing that could stand up to his strength. Maybe that is when he became corrupted and tried to overtake the matriarchy by rebelling against his mother,
Mhm.
who was his rule at the time, his matriarchy rule. Just some food for thought, y'all. I'm not saying anything. I'm just telling you a story that I read, that I put together by traveling in different places. You'd be surprised about these mythologies and where they really come from. A lot of them are based off of true stories,
Mhm.
but you'd be surprised where these true stories come from. Many of these true stories, if not all of them, come right out of Africa. So this took place in Africa somewhere. So what are they saying in the chat?
Okay. So, all right. So let's have to roll back because they. Okay, I know Kia had a question. Okay, hit create. Okay, interesting story. It looks. It can look in so many ways. Zeus can refer to. Wait a minute, I read that part. Okay. To refer to Jesus. Also, Zeus could be represented in the black man, i.e., everyone sees him as a threat. Truth is that Yvette W. I kind of made a comparison of Jesus with Her, Hercules, but it's pronounced a little differently. I spell it a little differently.
No,
Okay.
Zeus was far stronger than Hercules.
Um.
Zeus was the most powerful man ever. He was the first.
Uh-huh. And Kendall said this is the African Egyptian story of Horus, Isis. I mean,
Right.
yeah,
You see how? See what I'm talking
Osiris.
about? Exactly. You see how these mythologies come from other places? You can
Hmm.
pretty much piece them together. Like, who are they really talking about? Where did they really get this from? We know it's not Greek because the Greeks are homos. Okay, so we know this story already had to come from somewhere else. You know, you don't believe nothing Greeks tell you. You know what I'm saying? They're homos. Everybody gonna think a bunch of homos running around here talking about they're strong and powerful. No. So we know automatically that the story comes from somewhere else.
Hmm.
It's being whitewashed. Zeus wasn't white, or the person that they're trying to copy wasn't white. Go ahead, Dan.
Okay. Yvette is like true. Which one had his hair cut? Hercules or Zeus? Neither
That was
one. That's
Samson. That
Samson.
was Samson. That was Samson.
Okay. Kendall, good comparison. Yvette, Kendall, facts, Egypt first. Here goes. Why couldn't she just zap him and take him out? The mother and Zeus. Zeus.
Because she had given him command over the elements. He was all powerful. This was her firstborn,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he was all powerful. And she didn't want to destroy him. This is a mother's love. No
Mm-hmm.
mother wants to destroy her own child. So she tried to subdue him by bringing forth more children to beat him down and subdue him. She didn't want to kill. No mother wants to kill their own child. Not a mother in her right mind anyway.
Mm-hmm.
A mother would rather subdue her child and bring her child to heal and teach her child and correct her child rather than to kill her child.
Mm-hmm.
So she tried to subdue him.
Yeah. Okay. So I did okay. Truth is telling a bit. I didn't read anything on Hercules or Zeus cutting their hair, but it would be a myth about that floating around somewhere.
No, that
No,
was
just
Samson.
awesome.
Yeah.
Hercules is the Greek spelling of oh Okay, that your spelling is the Greek spelling of Hercules. Hercules is the Romanized version. Okay, I keep wanting to say her ankles. Okay, or her ankles.
I like that. That was funny. Her ankles and shit.
uh,
Who said that?
that's
Who,
me. I'm looking at the Greek spelling.
like,
And he
her
said,
ankles.
I said,
That's
well, it keeps
funny.
making me want to say her ankles. Okay.
That's funny.
And
Her
Bro's
ankles.
speak is, or maybe he didn't like his mother's rule because it was bad to him.
Well, you could say that too, right? Because he was the strongest, right? And so maybe he tasted his own strength and realized that there was nothing that could challenge his physical strength.
Yeah, it's
And
the equivalent.
maybe, hey,
Sorry.
and maybe he wanted to live a certain way. You're right. That could be it too. Maybe he wanted to live a certain way, but maybe his way was hurting the earth and he didn't realize it. And maybe his mother stepped to him and said, hey, look, yeah, you a man and all and you powerful, but look, you can't go around here knocking down my trees and shit. You know, you can't just go around here tearing shit up. You're hurting me. You're hurting the earth. You're hurting what gave you life. Cut it out. Maybe he didn't stop. Maybe they got into it. He said, okay, if you won't stop, I'll stop you. And she brought forth some more children. Rather than smiting him down because she loved him still, even though he was rebelling against her. Remember, he was a grown man, but it doesn't mean that he had the mind of a grown man. When Typhon was born, Typhon was a monster and was insanely huge and strong, but he was a baby. Didn't look like a baby, but he was a baby. That was one of the reasons why he couldn't beat Zeus. He was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
He
You
was
know what?
strong as Zeus. He was strong as Zeus, but he wasn't a man. He was a baby. So Zeus was cultivated, right? So maybe he felt that his mother was soft and he was strong and he wanted things to be strong. Maybe he wanted things his way. And his mother was like, no, your way is destructive.
Mm-hmm.
If we have it your way, you will destroy the whole world. I can't let you be destructive like this. And tried to stop him.
You know what? You know
Hmm.
what? This sounds like when a boy becomes a teenager and he start bucking his mother's rule. He want to do things his way.
It also sounds like the
Mm-hmm.
fight between God and the devil.
Okay, but wait a minute. God and the devil. The devil.
All right,
Um.
never mind. I don't want to get you on that because you're gonna be tripping. All right,
Mhm.
anyway, so maybe
Okay.
his ways was destructive.
Mm-hmm. Uh huh.
Okay, maybe he brought destruction rather than peace to the land. Maybe he hurt the earth. And the mother said, no, son, that's destructive. I can't have you do that. Stop your ways or I will do something to stop you. And so him being super bad and big and strong, he didn't think his mother could harm him. She had made him all powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And so he didn't stop. And she said, okay. She brought forth some children to try to stop him. His brothers and sisters, even sisters. He brought forth powerful women too to try to stop him. See, people try to see what people don't understand. The Titans weren't just men; they were female Titans too. Zeus
Mm-hmm.
also had sisters.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
couldn't take him out either. And so Typhon was created out of anger and desperation. That's why he came out a monster to
Okay.
try to subdue Zeus.
Mm-hmm.
And he couldn't do it either. But Zeus couldn't kill him because Typhon was extremely strong too.
Mm-hmm.
But Zeus hit him with a blow so hard with all of his might, he put Typhon into what we know now is a coma.
Mm-hmm.
And according to the story, Tyson never came out of the coma and is still in the coma to today.
Uh-huh.
Interesting story, right? Kind of makes you wonder, was the matriarchy challenged?
Uh-huh. Okay, Mika asks, how was his mother rule hard to him? I mean, how was his mother rule bad to him?
I don't think his mother rule was bad to him. I think the environment that he was in was too soft for him. He was a powerful, brutish man with insane strength. So you figure someone that strong can't be in a soft environment. There has to be a purpose for that kind of strength. So perhaps his mother made a miscalculation, bringing someone that brutish and that insanely strong into a peaceful existence for the purposes of guarding and protecting may have been a miscalculation. She may have made him too overly aggressive, too brutish, and that he could not exist in that kind of soft environment. And had to have more of a chaotic, more brutish environment to fit his personality. And that's
Okay. Oh, that comment was for Bro Speak. Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to find a reason for him to war with his mother. I still think it's like, okay, like a teenage boy bucking against his mama's rule. You know, physically he's grown, but as Max said, mentally he's still a kid. And so mama's coming to put her foot down. Yeah, so yeah, mama's putting her foot down. Except he snatched the belt out of her hand. Okay, so he snatched the belt out of her hand. So you know, and it's like either the siblings all eh, get together and try to get him under control. Let's see, Kendall Rowland, all this crap boils down to the knowledge of the atom. And every atom is a positive and negative. Physically, we're all made of atoms. So, in every one of us is good and evil, positive and negative. Him actually back.
I'm back. Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm. I hear you now.
Okay, I'm back, y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, y'all. Enough with the Zeus and the mythology stuff. We were just taking a little, little weird sidebar. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we were just wondering what if, right? Anyway, we're gonna shut it down, y'all. We talked about Sha'Carri Richardson, and we talked about the Coons, the auto slave Stephen Jackson. And you know, at the end of the day, I'm just tired of these sellouts. And it seems to be a desperate attempt for Butter Biscuits now. Seems like they done ramped up the I don't know, man. It seems like there's more and more black people just running at full speed to get these Butter Biscuits. It's like they in her. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to get on out of here, y'all. We're going to shut it down. It's late. Dane, what you got to say before we get out of here?
Good night. Sleep tight. Good conversation, everybody. Sorry I couldn't get to everything that y'all wrote. Mm-hmm.
Right, and look up the wolf, and look up the Wolfie and Duck.
And
so we can stop this nonsense. Right, so we can stop this nonsense about what creates the sex of the baby. That's all done inside the woman's body. All right, everybody. Peace, power, and unity. Dan, you got that music?
I got it.
Let's get it cracking. I'll let y'all later. Y'all see y'all on ladies' night. Like, subscribe, and share. Peace, power, and unity. This has been a broadcast of the Every Star Network.
There's mad kids out there getting cream for the 9-5, bro. Yeah, and I've been doing this for a long time. Shoot the game going for fine.
All right.
And this is the year when mad caps get peeled. So I'ma spark this line, kick the reel.
Bang them out.
With all this chaos in the realms of the street, your local street dog got to make ends meet. The average Joe's far too slow for the ghetto pro. You better know, when I hit the streets, I like to glow, I like to glisten. And at the same time, stay low, listen, motherfuck the fame. I'm pursuing the dope. My stilo is symbolic to a kilo. Cash is popping, cookies cooking, beans copping. Ain't that some shit? A player that's used to living rich is now a sticky kid, caught up in a ditch. In 94, Giuliani kicked down the door. In 95, niggas flipped to stay alive. Peeling caps while I laugh. In the stats, the 4.5. Remy in the glass, spark the boom, then I blast. They wanna confine me, sneak up from behind me. Bust a cap in my back and put me where they can't find me. They hate to see a young player pay. I don't wanna see that, son. They rather see him spray. But I'm like Diddy, a Terminator, squeeze the lead off. Using verbs and nouns like rounds to blow your head off. Hitting up spots, heating up blocks. Invested in stocks like Colombian blow crops. I'm out to get cream and ain't no doubt in my mind. Fuck this broke shit, I'm hit, I get down for mine. I get down for mine. I get down for this. I get down for mine. I get down for hands on the break. Shit, no bed. I get down for mine. I get down for this. I hear you wanna be a player. I ain't someplace you bet. Let's play a game of real nigga roulette. Witness a DOA as I spray the melee. Contact and punctuation is compared to AK. You in a James, overdose for pure funk. I'm fucking off like Tommy Gibb. McCarmers a booty smoke. Decapitated rappers in my trunk. I'm sick, pumping skunk, bouncing with my click, popping mega jump. I'm getting back while these clowns be zigzagging. Once it's talk about flipping keys, come on, you're nickel bagging. I'm blasting off wings and making doubters believe it. You see, I was packing heaters when jokers was banging cheerleaders. Ain't nothing changed, it's still the same in the rap game. I'm known for banging rookies out the frame. Y'all done forgot who was the pimp from the start. Sipping vintage wine, eating a la carte. I'm phenomenal from the abdominal. Far from comical, lyrics are sticking the brains like barnacles. Never sweet. I'm bringing the drama to the streets with techniques and rolling in fleets. Ain't nothing sweet about the streets, so I'm poetically ill. I'm pure like cook up and lyrics shine like fish scale. I got the banger at your throat and you ain't showing no signs. K-Dep, let them know I get down for mine. I get down for mine.